The world has changed. Gone to hell, more like. It started when magic came back. The awakening, some call it. You're rubbing elbows with orcs, elves, even trolls these days. Meanwhile, megacorps bleed the world dry, one board meeting at a time. They own just about everything. But not us. We're Shadowrunners. Mercenaries, operating in the margins, working dangerous jobs for the desperate and the powerful. Being a runner takes more than skill and street smarts. You want to live long enough to get paid, you'll need a team, the right talent for the job. Maybe that's a mage, someone who can fry your enemies with deadly spells. A good decker can jack into the Matrix and bypass the toughest security without leaving a trace. Adepts, riggers, shaman, and don't forget your street samurai. Packing enough firepower and cyberware to take on a small army. Man, magic, and machine. Takes it all to survive in the shadows. Welcome to the sprawl.
Hi, and welcome to Shadowrun Corporate Sins. My name is Lauren, and I will be your GM for this evening. And that sounded very dramatic, and I'm going to continue using my drama voice for a moment. For those of you who are new here or are just joining us, we are Hyper RPG, a hyperactive, interactive channel made for and by you. And this is Shadowrun Corporate Sins, a tabletop RPG where we play Shadowrun, that tabletop system that you might have heard of. I'm real good at those guys. Announcements, right?
2 subs away from 1750.
What? We're 2 subs away from 1750 subs. The announcement sheet is at the other side of the room. We are great. Thanks. Got it. None of these things are super new to me. Excellent. If you are not yet a subscriber to our Twitch channel, you can subscribe. To our channel using your Twitch Prime account, as well as just the regular subscribing. Those are both a thing. Hit that subscribe button. It gets you access to super awesome things like our Discord, where subscribers play together or can play together as part of the mega corporations that run the Shadowrun world. They do things like send not mainframe, but mainframe's part of it. Mfek, our team, on really emotionally draining missions where they may or may not murder people that they don't intend to murder. And it's emotional, it's full of emotional turmoil and chaos. And then other times they do things like go to a theme park. And it's all great. And it's made for by you guys. It's pretty awesome. Let's go down the line. Oh, dice. That's the thing. We have those here. None of us put it on the table. Good work, us. We're super on top of it. One of the things you guys can do if you would like to contribute to directly what is happening in tonight's Shadowrun adventure. It's okay. I think Claudia's running towards me. Nope. Claudia's ignoring me. Yep. Claudia's running towards me. I have a beaker full of excellent dice which have rabbits on them, which is pretty exciting. If you donate $10 or tip $10 with the name of one of our characters or myself, that individual, I think the names are on our banners somewhere. I'm gonna point and eventually my finger will have pointed to it on our banner somewhere. If you donate with the name of one of the characters in it, that individual will get an extra die to roll. That's what the numbers next to their name mean. It allows them to do things like not die or survive better.
Or
sometimes
flirt.
Cast spells.
Or flirt.
That's mostly
Or
me.
flirt. These are all options that are available to characters. All right, let's introduce our players. Let's start with this guy.
Hi, I'm Tony. On Twitter, I am at LBeefus, LBEEFUS. Or play Cromwell, who's the butler. He's a troll.
Money.
Here are 6 dice from hashtag Neonet to help you all and especially help Cromwell overcome his infirmity. Go hashtag Mordecai, #Ma1N from 3, hashtag Fang, hashtag Elsis, hashtag Cromwell. Go hashtag Lauren.
Thank you.
So that's what happens normally without the noises.
Good segue,
They
actually.
normally turn off, but that does introduce the fact that Cromwell has recently had his eyes cut out.
I think we just sliced open.
Sliced open. Okay, so just sliced open. So he's currently the blind troll adept. An adept is basically, think of a magician who doesn't cast spells, but instead uses those powers to change their physicality.
Hi, I'm Janine. I am Admiral Asma on Twitter. I play Elsie Blackwood, aka Ellie Hawthorne, aka the teenage face of the group. And Shadowrun, a face is a spy, negotiator, interrogator, and occasional rocket launcher enthusiast.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm Jackie Dash on the internet and the Twitter, JAKIDASH. But I also, on Shadowrun, play a character named Fang, which I got notes. She is an orc and a street samurai, and she fights with guns, germs, and steel katanas. Not really the germs part, that just happens.
Learn something new every day.
Hi everybody, I am Cheryl Platz, aka Muppet Aphrodite on Twitter and Twitch, and I play the Elven Decker Mainframe. And a Decker in Shadowrun is like a hacker. She's very good at technology, and she sort of operates in what is called in Shadowrun the Matrix. It's just a digital world parallel to our own, controlling devices, turning them on and off, and on again. That's Mainframe.
My name is Dan Poslins. I'm at Dan Poslins on Twitter, and I play Mordecai, the dwarven mage, who uses spells and spirits to assist the group.
Mordecai, where's your towel?
Oh, it's here.
Okay.
Actually, it fell.
It's over there.
Oh, there it is.
That was my magic trick.
I'm also recently a towel mage.
Very dangerous here.
And I am Lauren at Random Tuesday on Twitter, and I am your GM for this evening, and their GM too. It's not just, it's everyone here. It's all of us, So, let's remind ourselves what happened last time.
Let's do that.
It was a thing. In fact, our characters were hired by Oz Technology to deliver a package that turned out to be a person to the city of Hermosillo in Atzlan, wherein an outbreak of this very horrible disease, Vitus, had occurred, and Oz Technology was going to ritually sacrifice this individual, Daisy Powell, and cure the city. And of course, Mfek could not let it be that simple. So after much deliberation and debate and arguing and unconsciousness, Mfek finally agreed upon a course of action where they would attempt to acquire enough individuals to make the willing sacrifice have sufficient power and be effective. So they acquired 6, which was the required minimum number of people to both.
Now I know that donating dice to hashtag Lauren protects innocent bystanders. Live NPCs live.
I'm just gonna. It's
right.
true. Last time I used all of my dice to make NPCs live, but because you guys you were afraid, I did not have that many extra to roll among 5 people. So,
How'd that go?
we'll get to that. So they found 6 individuals, which was sort of the essential minimum for it to not be a guaranteed have your heart ripped out sort of sacrifice, but instead you could pick something slightly less murdery for yourself. So Cromwell, who had become infected through his own volition with Vitus, sacrificed his eyes because they were emotionally significant and therefore would produce more power for the ritual. The other 5 individuals that they found, Miss Daisy Powell, who was originally selected, and then there was 4 others, 2 of which did not survive the ritual because they are not trolls and they have many fewer hitboxes and a lot of damage to resist. So, the conclusion being, instead of 1 person dying, 3 people died. Although only one of those Mordecai knows about, because Mordecai sent Spirit Sharky to attempt to acquire, both of his spirits to attempt to acquire 2 other individuals, but his spirits, through various reasons, did not succeed.
But
Thanks
they
for
were
clarifying
all people, well, except for that one. They were all people who chose to
Yes.
risk
Two-
their
Yeah.
lives.
2 of the 3, the individuals who participated in the ritual had been talked to and had agreed upon their participation, knowing that death was a potential outcome. The one who was shot down by drones was kidnapped by a shark spirit and had no idea what was happening to them.
I mean, if you're gonna go, it's a pretty awesome way to go.
Are you saying you want to go that
Wow.
way? Is that an
If I had the choice, I mean, shot down while being abducted by a shark spirit.
Mordecai is currently the only one that knows about that.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, we will resume with our action. The initial paramedic application of treatment has been given to Cromwell, so he is stabilized, although significantly wounded. They, as technology, potentially can be persuaded to cover certain medical expenses for Cromwell, as he was a member of the ritual willingly, and that was one of their agreements that they had. Ramut, also one of the sacrificed individuals, Fang's brother, has been whisked away to an elite and high-class as technology hospital facility. Status to be known at another time.
It's fine.
The other individuals are also taken away to hospitals, and Huamet manages to negotiate, the as technology representative you work with, a return trip for all of you at no cost. His treat.
Oh,
You
How
have been so wonderful
generous.
to work with. Thank you for everything. You may have this free flight back to Seattle.
free, huh?
Would you like to pay for it?
No,
Okay.
just a free plane back to Seattle.
The plane you do not get to keep.
Okay.
I see your question. No plane for you.
If I ever see you again, Huamet, I will kill you.
Not if I kill you first.
It's not gonna happen.
What?
The order will be I kill you, and then you'll be too dead to kill me.
Sure. You are lovely. If you would ever like to learn about blood magic, let me know.
You'll be too dead. I want to make that clear.
I would send you email or contact, but you are not so good with the technology.
What makes you say that? I'm great with technology.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll email you back. I'll send you the pings on the servers.
Yes, you would then. he like resists an urge to pat you on the head.
I am so going to kill you the next time I see you.
Is this flirting?
No, it's very bad choices. Just a series.
Is this how mages communicate?
Yes, mostly through very confused insults. Yes.
Just a series of awkward choices. So unless you have any other business to attend to, he will wave you off on your flight. Cromwell will be like hooked up to a bunch of pain meds, so you'll be kind of loopy, but conscious if you choose to be, or you can sleep. So we'll find ourselves on the flight returning to Seattle. A few hours to kill.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. It's strange. I always thought it would look all black if I didn't have eyes, but everything's white. It's kind of nice.
You can still see like the astral, right?
Right, I can see a bunch of glowing lights where all of you are, and everything else is sort of black and white.
Okay, well that's something, I guess.
It was worth it. I'm glad I got to
It was
make
not worth it.
It was completely
Not-
worth it.
In no way was it worth it.
Look, nobody died what didn't choose to put themselves in that situation. If we'd gone about the other way, Granny Powell would have been dead without having any choice in the matter.
It would have been murder.
Right, murder, plain and simple. You can't just abduct somebody and kill them to further your own ends, even if those ends are a good end.
You know, I think our biggest mistake was just thinking that we could take a job with Ask Technology without it, like, blowing up in our faces. I mean, they're completely like their reputation.
I think
That's
our
on
mistake was
us.
not doing the job that was given to us. The job was to get the cargo there. We could have just done that. It would have been one life instead of more than one.
It would have been murder, though. Listen, I mean, here's the thing I don't get about you guys. Like, my family, the White Trees, even they understand the difference between murder and self-defense. Like, Okay, so you know, like, white trees have a tattoo, right? It's part of, like, to get that tattoo, to be initiated into the family, you have to commit a murder, right? Not self-defense, but an actual murder of an innocent.
I'm not-
So somehow my family gets this, Mordecai, but you don't.
I'm not advocating for murder. I'm advocating for doing what is the least damage. We did more damage this way. I
But
mean,
at least they chose it, Mordecai.
Look, it wasn't about the job. I wouldn't have taken the job at all. It was about getting Fang's brother back and making sure he was all right. And so I'm glad we did it. I don't care about the Nuyen, and if I can help it, I'll never take another job for Aztechnology again, especially if vomit's involved. But it was worth it not to kill someone, and I mean, Fang, now you know your brother's all right.
Yeah.
Well, except for being employed by Aztechnology, but other than that.
So how does this work? I mean, do you have an Aztechnology sin? Are you in the corporate family?
That's where my original sin was. I mean, when I moved to Night Errand, things get transferred. I have a sin. It's now officially not corporate anymore because I'm not employed by a corporate company.
So you're not going back or
No.
reinstating yourself?
I left a long time ago for reasons probably similar to why Elsie left. Just, it's not what we want to do. It's not who we want to become. I don't regret that choice. I regret consequences of that choice. I regret if I had left, would all of this have happened? I mean, no. I mean, yes, actually.
This all probably would have still happened.
I'm a small fish, but it could.
Look, the problem I have with what happens was that we started to value lives we knew more than lives we didn't. That's the problem that gets me. Daisy's a lovely lady. But at some point during this entire adventure, we were hypothetically willing to sacrifice the lives of millions of people who did not choose that path for themselves because we knew Daisy and we didn't know them. And that kind of thinking scares me because it's what leads to racism. It's what leads to discrimination is when we value the things we know more than the things we don't.
If we hadn't known Daisy, we still would have had a problem with murder. You guys just don't seem to have a good moral understanding of killing, like kidnapping, it could have been anybody, but kidnapping somebody from their families and killing them just because you're a corporation and you can do it?
Well, Aztechnology often does that. They were doing it in this case to save 1 million lives.
no one's defending Aztechnology in this scenario, especially not that dickwad Wanmet or...
Right, the fact is, didn't you read it on the news? It was their facility what leaked Vitus into the city in the first place.
Of course it was.
But the difference is not about who we know, it's about whether we're the ones who do the killing, or whether we try our best to stop it.
We were never the ones doing the killing.
Exactly.
Blood on our hands.
Well, you know what?
There's a lot more blood on our hands. This was not the first blood on MFEC's hands.
We saved millions of people. The rest is a rounding error.
Like Cromwell's a rounding error?
Cromwell's not a rounding error. Cromwell is a mistake. He shouldn't have done that. We're Shadowrunners. We need to put ourselves first.
Well, I can't do that.
Well, you should.
What should?
How can you be taking care of the team if you won't even take care of yourself?
Look, I'm a butler. My job's to take care of the team as much as I can, but at the end of the day, the team's a grown-up billionaire what can look after him himself, in my metaphor. So, in the end of the day, I does what I can for the team, and the team does what it can for itself. I don't begrudge you for looking out after yourself, but I'm given my powers by the bear spirit what are certain rules I have to follow. One of them is I can never take a job like that again where I'm transporting a human to their death who hasn't asked for it. And if the rules on who's asked for it and who hasn't are unclear, well, I'm used to unclear rules, but I just can't take a job like that again.
Well, I'd be fine with not taking a job like that again.
Well, I think that's the one thing maybe we can all agree on is no more as technology jobs.
Well, it's more than just that. We are saying that we as Shadowrunners are not willing to take on jobs under which we do not know the full circumstances, which is a lot to say for Shadowrunners. Like, it was as technology here, but it could have been any company that said, we have a box and we want you to deliver this box. And if you don't ask questions about the box, there's questionable moral culpability, but that box could be a life in any run we do, regardless of whether it's as technology.
The good news is we're on retainer for the Draco Foundation, and I don't think they're gonna ask us to do things like that. But maybe before we take bigger corp jobs, maybe we need to do a little undercover research or something.
I think the problem is we've just gotten too big for ourselves. I never did any runs like this before I met you guys. I was all just small protection racket stuff, like minor extractions, knocking over convenience stores even, like nothing like...
People sniping at each other. Just, how did we end up here? When did why were we playing God?
We toppled a local government.
Yeah, that's something else I hadn't done before, by the way.
It's because we do care that this happens. Right? It's because we are willing to do what needs to be done that we get hired like that.
That's not why as technology hired us.
Look, we're never gonna find a job what's completely free of doing the wrong thing. There's boxes within boxes and caves within caves, and you never know what bee's flying to what hive and where your honey's coming from. But we can't take a job where it's pretty clear that we're sacrificing a human being, is what I'm saying. At least I can't. I'll come along and I'll help, and if we get to a point where I can't go any further, I'll do what I needs to do, like I did back there, and I won't expect you to join me.
To be clear, it wasn't so much not expecting us to join you as expecting us to fight you. But I don't think we as a group can go partially down that road again. Either I don't think it's fair to us to say you're gonna to stop halfway, especially because of the way things happened this time. It wasn't I'm going to stop and recuse myself. It was I am going to stand in your way actively, potentially at the cost of the lives of other people.
That may happen again if we get to a line like that.
It's my fault. I guessed that there was a person in the box and we didn't stop the mission. And we didn't press. So that's on me.
Well, I don't know. It's not on any of us, except maybe Cromwell, but that's still, once the dominoes start falling, all you can do is, I don't know, this metaphor is kind of...
There's a lot of metaphors right now, and I'm having some trouble.
You can just, follow the track that they're... whatever.
Run train?
Sure.
Tracks?
Great.
Off the rails?
That's something we're very familiar with.
My point being that I don't think it's anyone's fault, except maybe for Cromwell, but once we're in that sort of situation, all we can do is fight through it the best we can. So I don't think any of us, except maybe Cromwell, did anything wrong. In the end, the run was successful, more or less.
You're right, and look, like I said, nobody died who didn't ask for it, so...
Are you astrally perceiving right now, Cromwell?
Yes.
Roll on a sensing test. How much are you trying to conceal this, Mordecai? How much would you be trying to...
3 hits.
I'm
gonna legitimately look this up on a sensing table, guys.
To see, wait, you can tell if people are lying or not by their souls?
You can
you can tell emotional state.
What is our colors right now? Am I mood ring blue?
You're yellow.
Yes. Dreams
You're
come true.
purple.
I'm definitely not actively concealing it.
Gerd's probably still a little down.
You probably get a sense of unease from Mordecai that's maybe more so than you would expect. If you want to press farther, you can.
I'll probably always get a sense of unease from Mordecai.
I'd say
that's my resting.
Yeah,
that's my resting state, I think.
Yeah, it's instead of a BP of 150 over 100, it's
I think he'll let it go. He'll say this. Look, the thing is, I didn't say I would fight you. I said you'd have to kill me, and that may be the case again.
I mean, we're splitting hands at that point. Because I was not going to sit by and let 1 million people die. I just want to make that clear. Murder or not murder, once the box of Pandora had been opened, I was not going to be able to sleep at night. Knowing
Her
that
last name was Powell, not Pandora.
Yeah.
It was a metaphor. Everyone else is using metaphors. Why can't I use a metaphor?
Metaphor. How is?
Look, here's the thing.
Pandora was she was a mythical lady.
Elsie, I'm blind, but don't honk for me, okay? I can handle myself. He accidentally knocks the arms off his chair.
We're fine, pilot. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Look, the thing is, you said it yourself. By your code, you can't make one person more important. I may just be the person you have to murder one time to save all those other people, and I'm okay with that as long as I'm doing the right thing. I'd rather die doing the right thing than live doing the wrong thing.
Why are your morals better than ours?
They're not.
Because he's a better person.
They're just my morals. That's just how I live. I don't choose them. They were given to me, and I'll follow them. And I don't expect you to follow them. You have to be close enough if I'm going to associate with them. But you are. You're good people, I think. You don't try to murder people. And I'll try to take the brunt of the punishment myself. Like in this case.
I know better than to try to change the mind of a troll.
Where's my drink?
Oh, God.
I think it's a little.
So what do
You know what? Why don't we just all take a nap on the way back? That way we don't have to talk.
Well.
Yep. Unless anyone has other things they need to get off their chest immediately.
No, I think this is gonna be a warm simmer right now.
It's gonna be this really. So you fly the rest of the way back to Seattle in a stony silence. Some of you probably moved to like different parts of the plane, but it's still kind of awkwardly small. It's like one of those like 10-seater puddle jumpers, so there's never that much distance between any of you. So maybe one of you locks yourself in the bathroom the whole time.
Sure, if it's an option.
Yeah.
I could also go in like the overhead compartment.
So the silence stretches between you, and the tension is probably palpable and exceedingly
How many little bottles of alcohol are on the plane?
Let's roll for it.
Okay, what's the
No,
roll?
I'm doing it for you. There are 7 that you are able to consume.
Excellent. That is not too many. I will have those.
For everyone or just
No, that you get a hold of. Like, you go and, like, open a thing and just, like,
It's like triples, but with alcohol bottles.
Yeah, some of them are empty. You have to, like, toss them out. It's clearly where the stewards just, like, throw the crappy ones away. It's, like, right above the first class seat.
Oh, who's would say that?
No, that doesn't create awkwardness in social parties.
Maybe there's 2, right?
Okay.
No, there's only one, and you have to fight for it. And there's a little flag, there's a little blanket that separates it from sheet. Vertical blankets are sheets.
Yeah, sure. Or curtains.
Sure.
Vertical blankets or sheets. So the flight will eventually end, as all flights should. And you land in Seattle, and I presume probably all depart your separate ways. And it'll be about a week before any call will be received that may force you back together in any capacity. So until then, we can kind of go down and see what everyone gets up to in their week off, if anything. I'm gonna like treat you like me. Do I have a volunteer who would like to start?
So
Mordecai.
yeah, I'm pretty shaken up by this whole thing, and I'm trying to sort things out. I'm trying to do something with my life and with myself that just has some sort of meaning that can justify all of this stuff that's going on. I'm gonna spend a week. I go looking for some kind of charity I can maybe do some sort of work with. There's one I find that's just called MCF, and they work with like orphaned metahumans and whatnot, and kind of like Big Brother, Big Sister kind of program. So I spend some time sort of like learning, working with them, just helping them out behind the scenes.
So you're not working with children, is what you're telling me.
Not at this time.
So I don't get to do a roleplay segment where I am a child that you are trying to mentor, is what you're telling me right now is not happening.
Not right now.
I think
Just wait.
But I think it might be required
Well-
training to build empathy.
You do probably have to go through at least a few crisis response classes.
And like Mordecai looks kind of weird and he smells, so they probably don't want to stick him with
So
a
do
kid
the
right
children.
away.
Have you met a
But
child?
he's interested in helping out, especially awakened kids who have to deal with that transition and finding out what that means to them. Mordecai is an
Like
orphan
second
himself.
puberty.
Yeah, had a lot of difficulty with that. At the end of it, he's going to make like a 10,000 New Yen donation to them. And from the whole experience, he does get like 5 karma back from it. But that's sort of what he does with his week, is spend some time just exploring what he can do with that
Wait,
charity.
how many computers did you touch in the back end?
Let's roll. Just one.
Just one. That is what your 10,000 donations covers. They're like, oh, damn, this computer used to work. Like, I guess this terminal's busted now.
Shoddy equipment. Not my fault.
Mainframe?
Well, if I recall correctly, my armored van, close to armored anyway, Dinah, she had sustained some damage in the last fight.
There was a nice, scrape along the side.
There was a scrape along the side, and there was a small hole made by a some sort of chainsaw thing.
Yeah, probably. But it's really hard to tell if the chainsaw came down or up from the inside. Definitely came up from the inside. It's really obvious.
So that is noted. I haven't seen the captain, my boyfriend Captain Moore, in a while, so I invite him over because I've got to repair the van anyway.
Whoa.
He's he's good with some stuff and some tools, and we kind of it's kind of a bonding experience because I can explain the various scratches to him. I can tell him stories. Not all of the stories of Dinah, but I can point out was it the fire hydrant shaped dent that I had to bang out when Mordecai was driving the van to keep the group busy while I was I believe it was Elsie and I doing a reconnaissance run, things like that. And so I do a lot of the body work myself. I don't know how much it costs in New Yen to fix her, but okay.
I assume Cromwell certainly will pay for his share.
I mean,
You
I
get
think
several deposits
we'll-
from people.
We'll all chip in, although I don't know how you got that fire hydrant dent.
But you'll still cover it, right?
Yeah, my share of it.
But I've got automotive mechanics, so I do what I can for her.
Captain Moore is surprisingly incompetent with automobiles. He's like, a lot of these things are confusing to me, and he keeps using ship terminology to describe parts of a van.
That's so
He's
cute.
like, the aft, no, the driver's seat, the wheel, wait.
She just calls the whole van the wheelhouse after a while, and I'm like, that's fine. You do that.
I live on a boat, basically.
And I love that. We don't need the same life. We can have different lives. It's fine. Would you like to go for a ride in the wheelhouse?
Yeah.
I know the wheelhouse,
That sounds
Now,
great.
wait, he's not around the whole time, and I do run an extended check. I start to check into his background. And yeah.
Do you want to give me 5 checks? 5 checks.
Great.
Do some matrix
That is
perception.
5 again, or 4 again, 9, 4 again, 13, 17, and 20 even.
So you probably spend maybe a sizable chunk over the next week, of each evening. You're just you get. I don't know what your
Soy
snack
corn, yeah, the soy corn and some diet
curled up on the
soda.
seat, browsing the Matrix. Normal people don't sit like I do, so you probably actually.
Well, she's got her thing about gymnastics. If she might.
So the first thing that comes up is that he is an employee of Wuxing. He's been with Wuxing for about 5 years. He's had pretty much all of his positions have been within shipping, and he's very clearly kind of worked his way up the ranks, like swabbing the deck to captaining a ship. He has a good record from that you could find within Wuxing, like nothing particularly mysterious that would jump out at you. It all seems like pretty. He's a shipping guy, like he works on ships. The next piece, as you go back a little bit, you start looking at like business licenses, and he owned his own company for like a small company for a period of time, and he owned it with a Rachel Grant.
Ah, yes.
And so you kind of see you track their like financial journey, and you know they start out really small, and then they start doing really well, and then like everything just starts doing this and gets really chaotic, and kind of like the money that they're making all seems to be kind of unstable, and everything sort of like some are really great, and then other times are not so great, and then it collapses and the company's gone. And then about a year later was when you started working for Wuxing.
Is there anything unsavory that I find about the ups and downs, or does it just seem
that would be something
volatility?
you could pursue
into later.
a little closer, but those are probably the two big things.
He hasn't murdered anyone on record.
No,
Not,
like all of his jobs with Wuxing were very clearly shipping related.
not secretly a blood mage.
Not that you notice. You can get someone to assense him.
That's our new low bar.
Not
Great.
a blood mage.
Yeah, so that's it. Just kind of, she needs some space. That's the space. She's also getting a little drone curious. She hasn't made any additional moves, but she's playing a lot with the Fly Spy. I believe it was the Strix that was provided by Ares a while back, and that's my little fly drone that flies around. It gave us the footage for part of the Corrigan run, and of course I spend some quality time with Scooby, my dog drone that doesn't really look like a dog, but I treat it as a dog, and it may or may not have a disembodied dog spirit AI in it. Maybe.
May or may not.
May or may not.
Does it
Not sure
like
if it's
that?
canon. Oh, I gave him like a companionship program I built.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's very tinny. Like it's a little tinny. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
have good speakers on it. Like it's definitely like someone going woof woof.
And I did build him a little house out of the bricks Cromwell gave me for my birthday.
Oh.
So it has a place it goes now.
It's called the Brick House.
It is called the Brick House. That is exactly what it is called.
It's like how a
And I
Roomba
etched,
has a station.
And I etched little X's in one of the bricks for all of the bricking I've done on various runs. So it's a little
Charging
shrine.
station that he like backs into, like plugs the tail in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's Mainframe's home life, is stalking her boyfriend and playing with the robot dog.
Don't date a Decker if you don't want to be stalked. Pro tip.
Good advice.
Pro tip. Fang.
Wow. Fang legitimately does not do much. She pretty much just goes home and just kind of like lives there for a week. She gets
No one leaves their apartment.
Well,
for
like-
a week is basically what happens.
She gets some emails, like she gets one from Pendleton, you know, just like, hey, all your paperwork's clear, your sin's clear, like you can come back to the force, and just sends like the application link. And, you know, Fang looks at it for a long time and like, you know, starts it, you know, puts the full name like 3 times because it never remembers more than 30 minutes at a time. But she never can get very far in it. Like, she just kind of stops. You know, go look at like a series of cat swamp videos and like, look at this crazy thing that's happening over here. Videos. Clickbait, you know. So go! But, you know, she like sends...
There's ad block, right, for your...
Yeah. I mean, she likes clickbait. Like, it's fun. Like, she's like, oh yeah, I want to know about what the top 10 diseases are right now. Vitus.
I guess HMPV is probably, and like
Yeah.
safety. Those
Yeah,
there we
but
go. One,
Vitus
two,
is up
three.
there. And like, she has to leave because there's no one really delivers to her area. She sends her brother LED flowers, and then a little box of Wuxing makeup concealer for men. Because she thinks that's gonna help, and it didn't.
Interesting choice.
Did not help. And then also she can talk to Lottie.
Lottie? So
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, she just like, it's not like, she just kind of asks like the guard, be like, hey, what does she want right now? And
Yeah, she's still in prison.
yeah, of course she is. And you still can't send alcohol into prison,
No.
which is what she'd probably want. So instead, like, in the same kind of parallel idea of like, I should get them something that they would use in their life. So she gets Lottie like bicycle shorts for her like legs. And they have like an extra charging station in them.
Little short shorts.
Yes.
You know what? I think Lottie would wear booty shorts
Yeah.
because she likes her legs.
Yeah. I understand. T-shirt.
Show 'em up. They're those like curved running ones,
Yeah. Yeah.
the springy ones,
Yeah. So,
like real feet.
but yeah. Fang also looks through a lot of old videos. Like, just doesn't really leave.
We're also broken.
Well,
What have
maybe
you done to them?
it wasn't the. Okay, it wasn't the. That's technology.
Some of it was my fault. Elsie.
So Elsie, like, first thing is just like getting the apartment baby-proof for Cromwell to come and stay with her for a while. Because she's not okay with him being under the bridge anymore. And your bear is just gonna have to like go be taken care of by the bear doctors for a while, okay?
Look, I'm fine. As he says this, he steps out into traffic and knocks the mirror off of a passing truck.
Okay, let's just, just until you're acclimated, okay? It'll be fun. We'll have tea parties like we used to.
All right, fine. Barnaby can go stay with the bear doctors for a little bit.
Can you get a seeing eye bear?
He's a dog, by the way.
Sorry,
Just a
seeing eye
large,
dog.
very large dog who hibernates and eats anything it can. All right, fine now. I can do that for a week. I have to admit, this is harder than I thought it would be. Everything's all glowy, and there's a lot of spirits flying around, like that saddle dwarf what follows Mordecai around.
Really? Is Sharky here?
Not right now that I can tell, but Sharky's sort of slippery
Probably
like.
everywhere.
Sometimes he just shows up and he just grins at Mordecai. Like when Mordecai's not watching,
Yeah?
he has this like a licking his lips sort of look. It's kind of creepy.
Oh.
I've never spent this much time astrally perceiving before. There's a lot of weird things that happen on the astral plane.
Yeah?
Anyway, the long and short of it is, it's sort of odd to concentrate on the physical world when you're paying attention to all the spirits. So I might admit, I've got a little bit of a trouble set aside, which means I think I've got to shut down my butlering business.
Oh.
No.
You had a butlering business? What?
Do you have a license?
Yes, he did, in fact. He has business cards and everything.
I don't know
You have
this.
to scroll way back on his tweets.
Okay.
I'll pull some of them out and tweet them out for the thumpers out there. But I think it's time to hang up that act. Well, not this act, but the butler in act.
Well, maybe for the time being, that's a good choice.
Look, I can kind of see, but I can't see color. I can't pick a tie out for anybody. I can't choose what tea. I can't even tell what tea's what except by the smell. But when they put them in the bags, it's sort of hard to tell what's in what tin.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll put your tea in a different, I'll put the black tea, the, Ceylon?
Right.
Okay, I'll put that in one kind of bag so when you pick it up, you'll know. We'll do things
Elsie,
like that.
but there's not just one kind of black tea, not just one kind of Ceylon. There's 16 types. So you know what? Just we'll do what we can. All right.
I think we should also go to the gym. I should call Rex.
What, am I looking kind of chubby?
No, but I think it's a good idea if we I know you're recovering and things, but I think it's a really good idea if we start just very easy sparring.
Well, I suppose I should see what I can get done, but we can't go to Bellevue. I tried to join a gym there once, and it was an incredible nightmare.
I'm just
For
saying,
those who
like,
just-
maybe...
For those who've just joined us, or there was an incident with the run we did at Emerald City Comic-Con and the gym, which is why we're all laughing so hard. It was supposed to be a very quick stop. It was not.
It was
It literally said in the book, this part will go quickly.
6-year-old gym memberships are difficult.
They are. You
get out of.
You
Especially
had a
for-
legit fake one, and then you
Especially for Mfek.
add it on or something. You did.
Wasn't I the sneaky one? Yeah, Faye stuck into a gym.
Yeah.
No, what you didn't.
Anyway.
Anyway,
I just think if you hit things, it might help you. If you start hitting a punching bag, it might help you while you're like sensing. Then you can like connect the two and kind of figure out how the physical world works with the thing magic.
Art Cromwell eventually agrees. He goes. He probably accidentally punches the top thing that holds the punching bag on for a while, causes some damage, but generally seems to somewhat be able to do all right. He has a little bit of trouble seeing something like a punching bag. Everything's kind of muted and gray, especially things like small moving objects. He has a lot of trouble seeing. He's okay against the living, definitely not as good as he was. And he's pretty clumsy at this point, but he seems to be able to hold it together mostly.
Do you would it make you feel better to break a door? There's doors here. I could show you one.
Are there? Do you think anyone would mind?
Like, she doesn't know if Cromwell really recognizes that Elsie has brought them to a gym while it's closed, and just told him that there's just not a lot of people here, but they've actually just broken into a gym.
Good. Has Cromwell figured that out?
Probably not. I think he punches the door and probably knocks it clean off the hinges if it's just a wooden door.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
He doesn't exactly hit it square on, but he gets it. He does have 2 other things he needs to do. So if you I'll need to get in touch with Nassim to see if there's anything I can do. What about these? So Cromwell will, he actually will call ahead this time.
what? I guess Nassim's not Miss J.
To see if he can get an appointment. He actually, I think he actually tries to avoid Miss J. He's not yet ready, even though she probably knows, and he probably knows it. He's not ready for her to know that he doesn't have his eyes. So he tries to find a time to meet Nassim when he thinks she won't be there, without saying that specifically.
I can imagine the call to reception is like, so what times are Miss J normally there? No reason. Just this very circular conversation where you eventually get an appointment scheduled with Nassim for like 4 p.m. on the Thursday.
All right. I think I'd bring Elsie at this point.
You're led into, and it's a little different than the last time you were there to see Nassim because you are in like the medical clinic and a small medical clinic portion. You're waiting in the waiting room, and eventually the physician's assistant brings you in and does all your vitals, and they're like, so what is your issue today? And like adding this in. Oh.
Right.
And just types the word eyes.
Vision problems.
Oh! Yeah, okay, sorry. And eventually leaves, and so Nassim will kind of bluster in and be like, so I see you're having some vision Yes, those sorts of problems. Should I even ask why?
Nope. Well,
Right.
I mean, if it matters.
I gave them up to an evil blood god to help save an entire city, pretty much.
Ticks that on the form.
Blood magic.
That is actually something we have on the form. Magic sacrifice. So, as you know, I specialize in cyberware and cyber technology and augments for individuals who may otherwise not be eligible for augmentations. I'm going to need to run some tests and let you know Obviously, cyberware, typically, if the optic nerve is still intact, it is perfectly feasible to insert high-quality cyberware that results in a very low penalty to, or deficit to your sort of human nature and physical well-being. But if that is not the case, then we'll have to explore some alternate options.
All right, well, take a look now. I don't want to commit to anything because losing what you're calling my human nature isn't exactly going to make the bear god happy.
Well, I certainly understand that. There's a reason why things that I have been investigating are intended to assist individuals who are not otherwise eligible, although that is still incredibly experimental.
Right, nothing fancy.
And so he'll like usher you in and they'll just do a bunch of scans, MRIs and fMRIs and CT scans and probably an ultrasound for no apparent reason and whatever else we have in the sixth world that's extra fancy. I'd like a DTI where they... Sorry, I went into neuroscience world there. So he eventually brings you back in or you're back in the waiting room and kind of patiently waiting or impatiently waiting, depending on who you are. Nassim will come in. And realistically, like, from their demeanor, it's incredibly hard to tell that anything is different. There's just, like, a slight hint on the astral realm and the astral plane that, like, they don't feel great. I have some bad news.
All right.
I have some potentially good news, but it's very hypothetical. I don't know which one you'd like first. It's always hard to tell. People are very strange about this good news, bad news first sort of situation, and it really doesn't ever make sense to me.
How about the bad news first?
Your optic nerve is shredded.
All right.
And he like brings up, they bring up a picture that's just like, it's like a scan of your brain and it's all of the nerve fibers and stuff, and you see like clearly the ones that are
you showing me a picture right now?
I'm showing it to your friend. I realize you can't see it. I might have forgotten you couldn't see it. This one is 3-dimensional and you can touch it. So he's like, he puts like a brain in your hand and he's like, so here are the optic nerves. And then he like pulls it apart, like this is what yours feels like.
Oh, I think you could have just described that, so thanks for the visual.
Whoever may or may not have conducted this blood ritual sacrifice probably was unnecessarily violent, or perhaps necessarily. I don't know blood magic. Magicians are weird.
Oh, he was the worst. Remember when I rescued you and how you were kind of ungrateful? He was like 10 times that ungrateful.
I wouldn't necessarily have called it a rescue, more of a kidnapping.
It's a liberation. You just didn't know it.
Okay. I'm less mad at you. You were most helpful.
So what I'm hearing is you're not going to be installing any kind of optical thing off the shelf.
Here's the good news. This is currently an area of research that we are investigating, so in 1 to 10 years, it may be something that you could explore.
All right. Well, I might still be alive then. Nassim, it was very nice to meet you.
It's also possible I could give you a referral to someone who specializes more in BioWare, and if you were interested and there was a live optic nerve donator, we could potentially simply replace your optic nerves and then install cyberware.
Meaning someone who's alive who you rip their eyes out and put them in my head.
Well, typically it's individuals who say are in a horrific accident and wouldn't otherwise survive. Then we rip it out of their heads and put it in yours.
Oh, I see.
However, you are a troll and that does represent a very significant minority of the population.
Right. I think I'm gonna go for other options. I don't really see wanting to put any of them goobabs in my head. I mean, Fang, they look good on Fang, or they did. I don't know if they still look good, but
Fang has some good work. Mostly the work I did. The rest of it is fine.
Her arm looks good.
Good, I'm glad
I forgot. Can you drop me off downtown? Because I have a drink to get with Fang. I promised her.
Yeah. Okay, well, okay.
It's been a pleasure meeting you both again.
All right.
I'm glad you're still alive.
Good not to see you, but to hear your voice again.
Yeah. Do I need to let you out? I'm sorry. I don't see patients
it's
very
easy
often.
if you just say goodbye so he knows that we're leaving.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, right. Goodbye.
Cromwell and Ellie.
I swear, some people are incredibly socially awkward. Now, could you help me meet Fang?
Yeah. I'll give you. Where am I dropping you off at?
Well, I haven't even actually let her know that we're meeting. I just promised her.
Okay.
Great.
Things like in her pajamas in her apartment, like watching.
Can you
Cribs.
keep it quiet? Now that I know Mainframe's in love with me, I don't want her to get the wrong idea. So just keep this on the DL.
That you're meeting with Fang
Right, she might get the wrong idea.
about you or about Fang?
About me and Fang.
Oh. Okay. Adults are complicated.
See, I thought all this time that Mainframe was upset with me on account of us having different worldviews, but when I
Yeah.
was in the hospital, she told me how she really felt.
What?
She did. I woke up and she was saying something about love, and I didn't quite follow it, but I got, and she gave me this little bear, which is fantastic. It was very nice, a sort of sentimental, affectionate gift. But then I thought, oh, maybe I've been leading her on with my ways, which I didn't realize were attractive
She
to
didn't
her. But
She didn't like confess her feelings because you were encouraging her with Mordecai, and she thought that you wanted her to be with Mordecai. That's why, like, she didn't. She was afraid to tell you how she felt.
that's what I thought. That's exactly the same conclusion I came to. So, anyway, I don't want to overcomplicate it, so the best thing to do is to just hide the fact that I'm going and having a drink with Fang to
Okay.
keep things simple.
Simple.
Okay. Okay.
You get a call from Cromwell.
Oh, good.
Or Fang.
Hey, I thought you're kind of allowed to speak to me right now?
Wait, I'm not.
No, sorry.
I think I am.
Yeah, I just.
I promise you, if I live through this, I'll get a drink with you. Also, you still have all my grenades, so I thought maybe
Yeah.
you could
yeah.
bring all the grenades.
No grenades.
Welding torch.
Troll.
Yeah, that seems like the exact thing that you need right now. Grenades and your welding torch, which I totally remembered to use. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And at this moment, Elsie remembers that I left the chainsaw in the top of the van.
So, yeah, I just need to like.
Cut. I feel like cut to the captain in the van, and the chainsaw suddenly like thunk right beside him.
Guess I got a new toy.
Sure, and you hear a bunch of scrambling, like dishes and Tupperware. There's definitely someone falls.
Are you going to her place?
No.
No. I think we're just meeting for a drink.
That sounds great. Let's go to that place that we always go to, which
The Rapid Rabbit?
the Rapid Rabbit.
The Rapid Rabbit it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'll
don't
drop you
know
off.
where that is.
I'm gonna go shopping
For a couple hours and just call me when you want to pick up, okay?
because teenage girls shop.
I want to be clear that Mainframe does not return the chainsaw until it is broached, and until that time, she secures it in an off-site location.
What is the word broached?
Like
Like,
someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone has to confess.
Yeah.
Well,
If she's looking for
brought
it, she can bring it up and apologize for lying to Mainframe. But until such time, it is being taken care of
It's similar.
and not kept in her apartment.
Are there lots of off-site locations?
I robbed a bank in broad daylight. There are lots of places you can put something.
I guess that's true.
Broach is similar to the word breach, which is what Cromwell does to the front door of the Rapid Rabbit,
God.
not realizing it's not open as he walks in.
Cromwell!
Wait, what time is it?
Oz, is that you?
Cromwell? What?
You have a very nice astral signature. I've never looked at you on the astral plane before.
I think I'm uncomfortable with this.
No, I'm not. Look, I've been leading people on the wrong way. I'm not leading you on. I'm just saying it's very nice.
What happened to you?
That there's some sort of astral monster in the back. in the kitchen. It looks.
Molly is the only one in the kitchen.
I almost have been mistaken then.
What happened to you?
Oh, I gave my eyes up to an evil blood god.
Sure. Yep, that makes sense.
But it was for good reasons. Trust me on that. Completely necessary
It's
ones.
like pours a pint. On the house.
All right, is Fang here?
No, you probably
Eventually
coming
comes,
afterwards.
shows up.
Yeah.
Very, very not presentable.
Through the open
presentable.
door.
Yeah, there's like steps through it. Like, definitely looks like, got changed in like 5 minutes. Like, tank top backwards. Like, when you put them on, you're like, I guess this is what's for me today.
No, I fix it.
Oh, I definitely done that before. Definitely how it's gonna be today. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Cromwell can't tell.
Nope. I'm just surprised that we're doing this. We're doing it. Like Fang sits like 2 stools away and then looks and is like, am I supposed to and moves to the closer stool and it's like, yeah. Like no, how many stools away? 2. No. I'm on the stool next. Yeah.
Are you all right, Fang?
Yeah. I did not expect to hear from anyone ever again. After that last run.
Really? Why not?
Well, and Fang at this point orders 3.
The
Please.
number 3.
What?
Anything. 3 of anything.
Oz just sort of shakes his head, nods, shakes his head again, and just gets 3 separate liquors and pours a shot
perfect.
into one
Perfect.
glass.
I hope one is orange.
Yeah, and then he floats some blue cacao
Good.
on the top.
I love blue cacao.
Wait, you thought none of us were ever gonna call you again?
Yeah, I did. I kind of did. I mean, after all that fighting in the plane, yeah.
That's just what people do when they're upset, because you just saw hundreds of thousands of people almost die, and some of them do. And you rip each other's eyes out for blood sacrifices. It's just kind of a natural, I don't know, way that people are when that kind of thing happens, I think. You think people are mad at you?
Well, I would be mad at me.
Why?
Well, because we kind of all did this because of me. I got family, and I like my family, and really took this week to sit down and figure out who I am. And I've been doing that a lot, and it keeps changing, but I think Ellie's right. I think I'm not a good person. And it's been a slow growth, but and she takes half the shots, I think that's okay. Because even though I am a bad guy who was born in a bad family, I'm gonna do as good a job as I can.
Well, was Ellie mad at you when she said this?
Yes. I think she's never gonna forgive me, and that's okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know. If she's really never gonna forgive you, I'd look out, because you'll probably wake up dead. But if you're just on the borderline of maybe you ticked her off, I'll give her some time. She is still a teenager in spite of all the guns and the making grown adults cry part. Look, you don't know who you are. We all know who you are, Fang. You're random and sometimes violent, but we all like you. I mean, we don't bring you on the missions for your predictability and punctuality. We bring you because you're a pretty good distraction, and because we like you. I like you.
Really?
I assume the others like you. Well, Mordecai doesn't like anyone,
No.
but even he seems to like you.
Really?
Mainframe likes you, right?
Yeah.
She seems to. Elsie's mad at you sometimes.
Elsie, it's okay if Elsie's like me. I think it's okay.
I think she just makes me wants you to figure out a couple of things. Me, I've never figured them out. I've just been punching my way to the end of my life, and that's probably how I'll go out.
How's it been going, by the way? The whole not seeing.
Not having eyes? Well, I've made a lot of holes and a lot of walls, and I don't like not being able to see faces.
It's okay. But what, wait, I gotta ask a question, and it might be kind of rude. Do you see my arms?
Not really. They're just sort of muted and black and gray.
I got like a glowy.
You're not as glowy as the rest of the group on account of them arms, but the part that's still glowing is still very nice. It still seems pretty good to me.
Well, you seem pretty good to me too.
Well, I'm glad you came down. I'm sorry you thought we wouldn't call you.
It's cool. It's cool. It happens a lot. Kind of used to it by now.
Your brother, are you glad you saved him?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk to him?
For surezies. I mean, yes. Because no one says for surezies anymore. Definitely yes.
I'm watching too many of those trids.
Too many trids. Too many trids. My tiny stallions is just so great. We're all about like the power of family and cybernetics. It's great.
Family is cyber.
Family is cyber.
I have so many questions later on about that.
But
Mainframe's also a fan.
yeah, we're. Yep.
Stallion sisters.
Stallion sisters.
Anyway,
Bros.
Fang.
It truly is a dystopia.
Going with Sally's.
Anyway, Fang, I've got some figuring out to do myself, more on the how am I going to get through life like this thing, but I'm glad you came out and had a drink, and maybe we can get another one sometime.
Yeah, let's, yes, let's do that. I mean, like, if you're cool with it, I think it'd be a good idea. 'Cause it's nice to one-on-one.
I think it'd be a good idea too, and between the firepower and the two of us too, there's nobody who's ever going to mess with us. We are going to have a drink wherever we want to.
Anywhere we want.
Oh, and thanks for bringing all the grenades.
Oh yeah, I totally am gonna pass you all those right now. And this is totally safe. And here's the welder, which you also get to have back. I'm gonna send a quick email to Elsie, Chelsea, Ellie, whatever one it is. That's probably what it is, like written.
It's just like adding another name onto
Yeah,
it.
it just sends them to all three accounts.
Elsie, Chelsea, Ellie.
He's got grenades again. Is just what she sends.
Okay.
But it's like, yes, you can totally have those. It's gonna be fine. I think you're gonna be fine. I think I'm not worried about you and your no eyes.
I'll just shout, no live grenades in the bar!
They're not in the bar. They're in his pockets now.
I've always had grenades when I was in
I
it.
didn't see them, so they weren't here.
So yeah, we should do this thing again. And if there's food involved, like an entire meal, perhaps.
I can cook, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, this is great.
All right then. As soon as I figure out how to turn the stove on, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came down, Fang.
Me too. Is his hand on the counter? Is your hand on the counter?
Yes, I think his giant hands are on the.
Yes. Okay, so Fang's gonna be like, do I have to roll to hold hand?
No.
Do it.
No.
Okay. It definitely happens.
I want you to, but no.
Is it a grapple?
You're not the
Like,
blind.
what I'm trying to do?
Just like a quick like a hover hand, like a hover hand that becomes like a pat and then a hold pat. Yes.
I hope you turn around and do that.
Yep.
Cromwell will just grab her and give her a big hug.
Oh.
This is great. This is great.
Anything else people are going to do in the downtime?
Oh, and he buys 10 thermal smoke grenades.
Yep.
If he can't see, no one else is going to either.
Oh, we're so screwed.
We're fine.
Anything else? No. Excellent. Speaking of people you weren't ready to talk to, Miss J is going to contact you, Cromwell. You're going to get a message that is fairly short, and it just says, I apologize for the timing. However, I need to call in the favor you owe me. And she'll send you a time to meet at her office.
Lots of things.
He'll send back a message that says, should the others come or just me?
You're the one who owes me the favor.
All right then. He'll probably just tell Elsie about it.
Okay. Do you want me to drop you off?
I think so, but eventually I'm gonna have to learn to make my own way around too. So
Well, that
if you
doesn't
have
have
time,
to be today.
I don't want to be a bother.
No bother.
It's been a week. It's about time I'll be able to function on my own and not put demands on other people.
So you want to borrow the Harley to go?
I suppose it can autopilot, and I kind of have a feel for things, and I can see the drivers in the cars, so the ones that have people in them.
I totally put it on autopilot.
You're just piloting it remotely.
But I want him to feel independent.
Oh, here's a question. When a Harley's on autopilot, can he turn the handlebars, but the wheel doesn't turn? So
Power steering.
I'm pretty sure unless you deactivate it, it just gives you the sense of control.
Cromwell knows it's on autopilot. He's pretty good with vehicles, or used to be, but he leaves it on all the same.
That seems smart.
Captain Pickles is not in the sidecar.
Yeah.
Also seems smart. So you arrive at the Draco Foundation, and Miss J will meet you in her office. Again, I'm sorry for the timing. I would ask you how you are, but I think some of that's fairly obvious.
Oh, right. Yeah, the eyes, just a little nick.
Nassim told me.
Oh, right, Nassim. Isn't there some kind of doctor-patient? Well, I suppose not.
Yes. Nassim may not know that they told me.
Right, well, yeah, we took a job for As Technology. Not my favorite place of employment.
Well, this wouldn't be employment. I have a favor to call in, and this is a personal favor.
Well, I believe I owe you. And given the work you normally engage in, I'd be happy to do it all this either way.
I need an escort down to Mount Shasta.
Oh, in the California Free Republic?
There's some argument over who Mount Shasta currently belongs to.
All right. Well, what's that dragon's name? Esteby?
It's no longer hers. It is also arguably no longer the California Free States, nor is it arguably Tier Tangiers. Everybody would like it, and it doesn't technically belong to anyone, which is the current predicament that my sister has gotten herself into.
Right.
But we don't know this, right?
No.
God damn it. Backstory.
Who's your sister, Miss J?
The name she goes by is Nimue. She is the current rallier. Is probably the best description of what is left of the Shasta shamans.
What happened to the rest of them?
They were killed.
Right.
Were you not paying attention to the news about 2 years ago? Would you like me to fill you in on some backstory here, ladies and gentlemen?
Yay!
Right. I totally know this backstory, but if you could just tell me in case anyone's listening.
So, so the short story of Mount Shasta is that in like the 2050s or so, about mid-2050s, the great dragon Esteby appeared and said, "This is mine now." And she claimed Mount Shasta as her hoard and domain. At the time, and it continues to this day, Tier Tangier and the California Free State border each other and have been arguing over a chunk of land that includes Mount Shasta. So that area is basically kind of a constant, it's mine, no it's mine, no it's mine, no it's mine. And swings back and forth between who has the majority control over that region, and Mount Shasta falls into that. But while Esteby was in charge of it, Mount Shasta was very clearly hers because no one fucks with a dragon. Except other dragons. So several other dragons eventually did certain things. One of them was one dragon hired a bunch of Shadowrunners and terrorists, and they completely destroyed a large swath of the area around Mount Shasta. So Esteby responded by murdering them all. And then there were some other events that the dragons looked at, and the Great Dragon Council said, we're not okay with this, and so they excised Hestaby from their group, so she was no longer a member of the Dragon Council, and took her horde away from her. So she is no longer in charge of Mount Shasta, and that was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. It was in like end of 2075. So you guys would all be probably pretty well aware of that. Like it's a big deal. Hestaby was one of the big dragons. She hasn't really been been seen since then. Although she is known to frequent the Matrix, as some dragons are, under the name of Queen Orange, I think is her tag on the Matrix. Or maybe it's Orange Queen. It's one of the two. Wrote it down, but I don't know where I wrote it on here. So, her shamans, essentially like the group of people who worked with her were the Shasta shamans. And in the process of her being removed from the horde, they were either removed willingly or by force. So that area of land has since kind of fallen under more conflict or just part of that conflict that's happening between Tier Tangier and the California Free State. Backstory lore.
Right, that's what I remembered reading about on the news. But your sister's one of them, and she's still alive?
She wasn't. It's hard to say. My sister and I have similar ideals and take very different approaches. She is more of one of those chain yourself to a tree and hope for the best, and hope that, the parking lot doesn't get built where the tree was, or you're killed while you're chained to it. And I have chosen what I like to feel are somewhat more effective routes, although perhaps more mundane or corporate, to achieve similar goals.
I think I might be a little more like your sister sometimes, but I'm starting to learn the wisdom of the way you do things.
Though I will continue to do things the way I do them, I recognize that she has an argument from time to time, and is not always a complete idiot.
Well, here's the thing. I'll be happy to escort you, and of course I owe you the favor. Given that I can no longer see...
that puts a slight fly in the ointment of the necessity of the situation.
And I would normally call my friends, and I think some of them might come, but we had a little bit of a disagreement over the killing of an old lady versus the letting of thousands of people die. One of those arguments that pops up between friends from time to time.
Typically there isn't an actual thing happening. It's more of a philosophical one, but yes.
Right, this was an actual thing, so I can't promise which of them are going to come, but I think they like you, so...
They're certainly all welcome. This is a personal favor. It is not on behalf of the Draco Foundation. Otherwise, I would take my normal escort. But the Foundation would not approve of what I am hoping to do, which is to talk some sense into my sister and to get her to stop what she is doing. But it will directly involve some potential interactions with either the California Free State or Tier Tangier, and tensions are high and relationships are tenuous down there currently.
Well, if I have your permission, I'm going to send a message to the group.
Certainly. We can arrange a more official meeting. I'm able to offer some compensation from my personal funds in terms of transportation and expenses.
That'd certainly be good. That's more the LC part, Ellie, figuring out the transportation. I'll bet she'd join us. I hope the rest will. I think this, Miss J, we rely on you a lot, not just the Draco Foundation, and we likes the way you does things at the Draco Foundation. And if something were to happen to you, I think the group would be very upset. This troll certainly would be. So, maybe I can talk him into it.
I would appreciate that. I'm happy to speak with you further about and answer questions and provide more information for the rest.
All right. Either way, I'll be there. I'll be in touch.
Let me know where you would like to meet and when.
All right. I send a message to the group that says, Oi, chummers. Miss J has a job for us. It would be no Nuyen and a lot of danger and maybe a dragon. And maybe the countries of Tiered Tangier and the California Free Republic both getting angry at us. But it seems like the right thing to do. So I'm gonna meet Miss J tomorrow at the Rabbit upstairs. So if you want to come along. If not, well, I understand.
And before you leave, Miss J will kind of pause you and say, from a personal note, I'm very glad you're all right.
Thanks, Miss J. I'd say it's. Oh, what's her astral signature look like?
She's a technomancer.
Technomancer, so probably
It's very calm. Like there's kind of a stability to it and a sense of sort of sereneness. It also has. Give me a quick sensing test.
2.
You probably don't register hugely, but maybe a certain amount of almost frailty. Not like emotionally, but like there's a physical. She's not in a peak physical condition.
It's good not to see you, Miss J, but to sense you, and I'll promise you, nothing's gonna happen to you on this trip.
Appreciate your concern, and I will see you tomorrow. It sounds like this is strange. I normally schedule these meetings.
Time.
Right. I think the others will be there at noon tomorrow if they're gonna come at the Rabbit.
Excellent. Anything you're going to do or say in the meantime?
I just send you like a little text message that is just all caps. It says, "I have many questions for you."
Her response is, "I may have many answers for you." Also in all caps.
I send a message just like, do you need backup along the lines I provide?
You have skills in areas I do not. You may be surprised.
I'm going to astrally project from my lodge over to Miss J's office, and I'm just going to manifest there.
They don't.
And hey,
I am not calling the alarm on you because I know who you are, but I do not suggest you do this again because we have on-site astral security that I have just had to tell not to attack you.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Hello, Mordecai.
I was not trying to offend you or anything like that.
Mages.
Yeah, I heard that. But I just wanted to. This was a rather cryptic.
What did
message.
Cromwell send you?
He said that there's.
No, but I want to know what you received.
Well, that's a question, I guess, for you. What did I receive?
That's a question for me. Roll your logic and intuition for using your comlink.
Hola, Senor Mordecai.
Let's see. I got 5 hits and I glitched.
You received the message, and then it immediately just went on repeat. And it's in fact the only message you've been able to read for the last hour.
Great.
Good.
Cromwell seems really, really insistent.
It's like you sending. It's like when you get like duplicate texts.
I don't know if it's a passive-aggressive thing he says.
Can
he
I
doesn't
fix that for you, please?
fix. There's nothing to fix.
Okay.
Okay.
I assume it's you are you're the master of the device, right? It's on your yeah. So she's like, she just sends a notification to you being like, check prompt me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oi, chummers. Miss J needs a favor.
I mean,
I
Fix it to control his device.
I mean, it basically sounds like you want us to go on a run with no compensation.
I am not asking for Umsek to do anything.
Yeah.
Kyle owes me a favor, and the timing is unfortunate.
I understand that, but I think this is something I honestly I would be happy to help you out with. I could actually use a favor though in return.
What do you need?
This is going to sound weird. Do you keep any of Dunkelzahn's scales in cold storage? Yeah.
It's almost like I set the situation. Anyway. We are going to Mount Shasta. We are going specifically to what used to be a dragon's hoard. I can
What?
all but guarantee you know who
What?
Hestabee was, yes? The great dragon?
Yes,
Do you need another history?
We're going to her hoard?
It's no longer her hoard. She was removed from that location.
Yeah, I know, but that's still...
If she comes back, we have much bigger problems.
Yes. Those are the kind of... Okay.
Honestly, Hestabee will have bigger problems than we would because a significant portion of the Greater Dragon Council would probably show up there to remove her.
Yeah, that would be just great for all of us.
What I'm saying is there's a very significant chance that there will be a dragon scale, or several, that you could find.
Yeah.
If not, I will find you one.
Really? All right, well, that seems reasonable to me.
Almost like I set you up for a situation,
I don't understand what you're saying.
providing you with a potential solution.
Is Miss J saying this? That would be very world-breaking.
Meta. Yes, that seems reasonable to expect some form of compensation. And if you are not able to acquire one during the duration of this mission, I will ensure that one is acquired for you.
Wow. You really are well connected. I wasn't making a pun.
A lot of time. I'm not actually.
Yeah.
No wires.
Well, same here.
She just like sticks her hand through you.
Pretty neat, huh?
We'll have, I'm sure, plenty of time for you to ask me all the questions you could possibly think of.
Well, I'm sure we'll both look forward to that. And I vanish in a puff of magic, and I go back to the lodge.
Anyone else? I'll send her an individual private message. Nope. All right, noon the next day. Miss J will be there. She does not have her guards with her.
How'd she get there without her guards?
She's very good
I
at
really hope that Fang asks that question when you come in.
She's not blind too.
No, Fang definitely is learning how to say these things.
I am an adult.
Yeah, but you're you're like princess of the computers, you need to be protected, and now we're
Very flattering. Every time I've met with you has been on official Draco Foundation business. They're not my personal guards.
I kind of thought
they're my
co-workers. It's co-workers.
Yes.
I thought that they were their team. We never go anywhere without each other.
We don't.
I assume half of you aren't even here yet.
I'm just saying,
it's
yes.
You might have sussed this out by now, but we actually all know you're a technomancer.
We do? What?
I assumed that was clear from when I let you into my office.
Wait,
And
Also,
before
that time we brought her to Japan to work as a technomancer.
You contacted me directly
I'm-
to utilize.
I know. It's just I feel like it's been this elephant in the room that we haven't ever really addressed.
You don't have an elephant, right?
I could summon
No,
one if
you
you'd
don't.
like.
I kind of thought that was an urban.
I guess I'm just saying. I don't know.
It's an
Most technomancers are pretty private about it, so
I certainly wouldn't have told you, but I recognize that mages can sense things.
yes, that's part of the job.
Even when they're having private conversations with other individuals.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you?
Don't either.
Are we still waiting for them to show
I
up?
don't know. Have you arrived yet?
I want to ask
Yeah,
Miss
good.
J about her hobbies. I'm just curious.
Oh.
I'm just curious about Miss J.
We should have a conversation. Have you been interested in getting into a data haven?
Yes. How did you? Yes.
I have a very exciting one. I have a friend I'd like you to meet on the Matrix.
Tell me more.
I don't think that matters.
Okay. If we, okay.
We survived.
Is that yes? I would. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she'll kind of make it clear, I'm not offering financial compensation, but the things that I'm good at are the information. You have skills that are very different to mine. I do not profess many skills in controlling and manipulating devices. I am very good at finding information. I am not as proficient in some of these other areas.
Well, it would be nice to work together again.
Do it.
I just, if you don't mind, I have a few routine questions that we're going to be asking everyone from now on. My first question, do you or do any of your colleagues participate in blood magic?
No.
Okay. I'm like, Elsie's obviously expecting Cromwell to be like, sensing truth detector. Will this mission engage or abet human sacrifice?
No.
Cromwell's just going off his gut. He just generally trusts her, but he nods to make Elsie feel better.
Will MFEC, this is a final question, will MFEC be put in any position which might cause a lot of ethical and moral discussion in our group?
I can't make significant guarantees about that, but it's not the intention.
Okay.
She seems uncertain about that one.
I know.
So it was not particularly clear in the initial communication what the end goal is of this particular engagement.
Yes.
I didn't want to speak for you.
By the way, I got the first message, Cromwell. Sorry. No.
My sister is a mage who is currently has encouraged the previously defunct Shasta shamans to reestablishing their lodge in Mount Shasta, which was destroyed when Hestaby was removed from that location. Understandably, this has caused some tensions between Tir Tangier and the California Free State. Currently, Tir Tangier states that they are trespassing, and unfortunately they are the ones that are currently in the most significant control over that region. And the California Free State says, sure, they should totally be there, like Californians do. And both of them are saying, well, the California Free State says that if Tir Tangier forces them out, they will defend the location. And the Tir Tangier says if California Free State provides any troop or personnel support, they will attack the location, which leaves everybody in a somewhat precarious situation on imminent attack. My goal is to get to my sister without alerting either the California Free State or Tir Tangier and convince that woman to do the sensible thing and leave. The Shasta Shamans no longer exist. Hestaby is no longer in control of that area, and though I do not necessarily personally agree with the choice of the Dragon Council, I am not going to stand up to the Great Dragon Council.
Well, I am relieved to hear that we are not standing up to any dragon councils. We may need to add that to the questionnaire.
Oh, okay.
Where is Hestaby now?
Officially unknown.
So she's not underneath the mountain taking a nap. Are we 100% sure about that?
Yes, there are many dragons who made very sure of that.
I'm only up to like 21st century history. Who had the mountain before?
Before Hestaby?
Yeah.
That would have been in the 2050s. I believe it was Tir Tangier at the time.
It seemed like there was more to that other answer. Where is Hestaby unofficially?
I am not at liberty to say.
Here's the thing. When California decided they wanted to be a free state, Tir Tangier and California went to war, and there was a lot of fighting and a lot of killing, and then Hestaby showed up and basically created a neutral zone between the two.
Oh.
So what we're gonna do is, just to reiterate for me, we're gonna go in there. We're not gonna deal with all the mages. We're just gonna talk to the head one.
You don't even have to talk to her.
Good. You will talk to her, and then you'll be like, "Hey, family time," and then we will get you out.
Yes.
With your sisters.
So, as a shaman myself, what would I know about the Shasta shamans, like how they are compared to other shamans, or?
Give me your magic plus. Do you have like a knowledge skill? Leading to.
Not specifically to that, but my magic would probably.
Wait, give me magic and logic.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
5 hits. So some of it depends kind of on your familiarity with just like history in general. The Shasta shamans they were around for a while. They had a pretty prominent magical lodge. They were in the Shasta area. They worked very closely with Hestaby. They were kind of like buddy. So they were really kind of focused around the Great Dragon, and that was it. They were not like necessarily an aggressive group of shamans, and fairly like open and welcoming in terms of like membership and things like that. But they were like, we're remote and we live in a commune in the middle of the woods. And not so much like we're in a high urban area. Like it was very kind of, they took it upon themselves to protect that area of nature, as well as kind of mitigate some of the conflicts between the two nations.
Okay.
They were sort of like druids.
Sure.
They're basically the druids of shamans.
Does Sheer Tangier have any knowledge of who you are and what your relationship might be to the group?
Not that I am aware of.
Because we've got to go through Tear Tangier one way or another.
Well, I've just spent some time there. Not sure how long we need to spend there or whether or not we'll be engaging in illicit activities, but
How quickly can we get through to Tangier? To be clear, there is no good place to land an airplane anywhere near where we're going in Mount Shasta.
we need clearance to land
going to the wilderness.
Wait,
Oh, the elves are the best.
so Dinah?
No, what?
Can we drive?
It's a lot of.
There.
There are roads there, not a lot, and
Once you get to the mountains, we'll be looking at more off-road and less pleasant terrain.
we either have to go south to Tear Tangier or all the long way around to the California Free Republic. But to
Or
get to that, we'd have to go
water.
through the Pueblo Council and some of those areas.
Well, I
could
think the
also-
question is just,
Or the
are
water.
we trying to be stealthy enough that we can't take a vehicle through?
I'm not concerned about taking a vehicle through the majority of Tear Tangier. It's once we get into the neutral zone that it would be problematic, regardless of where we were coming from.
There's a little bit of camping and hiking.
Or we could get the woman with the mermaid boat to take us.
There will still be some camping and hiking.
Yeah.
Shasta is not a coastal mountain. I checked the geography.
We have 2 vans.
What's, well,
If we want a caravan.
guy.
post ban.
I know a guy with this old, like, thing he calls Winnie. It's like some sort of.
Winnebago.
Yeah,
What's a Winnebago?
that's what it is.
She like sends all of you an image.
I still don't know what
It's,
it is.
it's the only,
camper
it's the
van.
only thing
It's
about
fiction.
driving. Sheer Tangier, the elves what run that place are pretty smart, they're pretty clever, and if they have any idea what we're up to, we're liable to get in a lot of trouble. And that's
Well-
been a sort of
Well,
safe
we're not
place.
doing anything illegal.
No, I
We're
mean,
just-
honestly, we could just, social visit between the 3 of us. We've been down there and have enough friends that we
One
could
of you
just.
is no longer on parole.
Yeah! It's me!
You say that as if somebody still is.
No.
Thank God.
I hope it's
just
not
needed
me.
to check. Spent a lot of time crossing borders lately.
So how far, if we caravan of cars, how far out how far do we have to hike?
Well, to a certain extent, depending on your secrecy and stealthiness,
Oh.
I feel like you have some resources. Once we hit the neutral zone, would still be possible. There are still access roads and older Fifth World, it was a somewhat traveled area and still is. That could be accessed. It's direct access to the mountain where the shamans have, from what I can tell based on satellite imagery, rebuilt their lodge. Would require possibly a day of hiking to get into that location.
Doable.
Wait,
It'll be a much subtler to get past the troops of Tear Tangier that are patrolling that area on foot than on vehicle. But
Great.
getting some distance there should be doable, assuming we don't go in sharks blazing.
I feel like that was directed at me.
No.
Just a general warning to anyone participating in shark-related activities.
I
Or
still feel like
grenades
it was
blazing.
directed at me.
Or katanas blazing.
I have a new katana that glows in the dark.
Also, howls. It also howls.
How do you
Have you
know?
heard it? Have you heard it?
I've heard recordings. You just run.
Ooh.
It's like one of those.
Never tell her.
It's not just the three of us. I mean, one time I believe Mainframe's voice was slightly elevated when we went into a mission and might have alerted somebody.
I am certain she will be able to control that as well.
You can put it away now, Fang.
No, once it's out.
No,
it
Miss
has-
J, it's not too late.
This is going to be the most fascinating insight I have ever had into a group of runners I have worked with.
The word gets used around us a lot lately. Fascinating.
I am sure it will be delightful.
Van Hellshark isn't fantastic on the mileage. I take it you're going to cover our expenses in
No.
terms of...
I can provide a reasonable compensation for expenses.
That's not how favors work.
Mileage and food
I owed a
accommodations.
favor. I'll cover the expenses.
I am asking perhaps for something larger than may have been anticipated.
No, I don't think so.
And certainly I'm willing to provide assistance in other areas that the rest of you may see
Let Elsie do the negotiating, Cromwell.
I just don't see why we need to negotiate. I mean, she's our friend. She's always looked after us. She's probably never
like,
had any
like-
hidden agenda or anything like that.
Like sort of goes like this for a moment when you're like our friend, like what are friends?
If you join our team permanently, we
No.
could be infect.
I trust me, you will not want me.
Infect.
Jimfek?
There is a reason I am asking for help. This is very significantly out of my wheelhouse.
Let's talk about, as you might in a medical situation, what are the potential negative side effects of the engagement in this mission? Are we to be like, if this goes wrong, what do we need to be prepared for?
What negative medical?
Would you like some assistance in constructing a future questionnaire?
No.
I know some good courses you could take at community college.
Not ready.
Oh.
She
you
did
need
very well in her internship.
Tutor. Okay. In terms of negative medical side effects.
Well,
or
I meant the
general
medical was a metaphor. I just meant generally.
consequences.
Yes, consequences. That's a lovely
Potential
word.
negative consequences. Well, there is, if we want to play the statistical odds, there is the very tiny, slight chance that Hestaby returns, and then we're caught in the middle of a dragon showdown, which would potentially result in a significant amount of collateral damage. But we're looking at a less than 0.1% probability of that happening.
Oh, we get probabilities.
You seem to know an awful lot about Hestaby.
I know an awful lot about many things.
Yeah, but there's information you're not sharing with us, and so that puts us at ease. You can understand that.
Roll a negotiation.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. That's a good roll.
That was a really good roll. I know has to be on the Matrix.
Oh my.
I've known it for a long time.
Yes, the Matrix. I'm
Wait,
familiar.
there's the dragons are on the Matrix?
Some of them, yes.
No wonder you want to be a decker. That's awesome.
You remember that time when we had to free a space dragon who was manifesting on the Matrix?
Well, that was just a sort of stupid thing that thought it was a dragon. It was just grumpy and wanted to be a dragon, but this is a real dragon, like from the fourth world.
It is fairly cool.
Wait, so like, what do dragons talk?
So I guess what I want to know is, does Hestaby know that you're
No.
doing this? What?
Has to be made me aware of the situation. I have taken it upon myself to offer a solution without conferring with her. I have no intention or belief that she will appear. She has not suggested that at all.
But if she does, you guys are kind of buds, so
We
she
know
might
each other.
not
I-
kill
I don't
us.
think dragons have friends.
If Hestaby shows up, we're dead.
Nod.
Probably not.
It's all right. He's not. We're just making a deal with Hestaby, basically.
No.
Has to.
Make a deal with a dragon.
So you would probably think we're like fleas or small ants that only are a problem if, we're found lounging around per horde.
Which
There is
where
no
we
horde
be?
there anymore.
It's
No, horde's not there
so
anymore.
we established that is a small
Very
probability.
small probability.
But good data to have that you are friends with the dragon. What happens if your sister does not agree? Do you need support in any way, or are we to stay uninvolved?
I will not ask you to get involved unless things become significantly dangerous for any of yourselves or me, I suppose. If my sister refuses, she has made her decision.
I guess then that's also a question for idiot over there, Cromwell. Are you going to get involved if her sister doesn't want to come in a way that would be detrimental to the group?
You mean what? Like if Miss J's in danger, am I going to like leap in the middle of it and start swinging my fists?
Well, no, we've all agreed to protect Miss J, I think, as part of the contract for this
If
mission.
someone else that I like gets in trouble, am I going to jump in and start swinging my fists?
I'm asking, are you going to get involved in the politics of this whole scene, this whole Shasta shamans thing, and are you going to try to drag us into that?
I never mean to drag anybody into anything, but sometimes the swing of the fist seems to lead to that. I don't know these shaman. If they're, say, trolls or orcs and they're being mistreated by humans, sure, I'd get involved. If not, I'll do the right thing, whatever that is.
I think we just.
The highest risk scenarios would be that Tir Tangier, to be clear, does not want the Shasta shamans there. They would likely be grateful for anything that gets them out without a conflict, which means that your relationship with Tir Tangier is, unless you do something stupid, unlikely to go horribly wrong. The largest risk would be the California Free State being unhappy with you, or the shamans reacting incredibly poorly and being unhappy with you.
Most shamans we know are very even-tempered. It's fine.
It's true.
I would likely take the brunt of that being related to Nimue.
What's her name?
She goes by Nimue.
Nimue.
Nimue. Would you like a history lesson again?
No, I'm okay. I just.
She may be interested in a spelling.
It's fine. It's like safe. I mean,
It's a well-known fifth world
Nimue.
magic user.
oh, like Kilroy.
What?
Kilroy. He was like a secret person.
More Merlin-esque.
Okay. Oh.
From the Merlin stories.
Oh, yeah. That's a book.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, the Merlin gang that tried to kill us?
No.
No.
I mean, you didn't know that, but like now you do.
That's Merlin with a Y.
Oh, we hate people who go
Merlin,
on.
as in the ancient wizard warlock who was friends with King Arthur.
Very British.
Nimue was the one that tricked him and trapped
So I feel like this is talk we can have in the car on the 10-hour trip we're about
Oh, it's
to
way
do.
more than that, I think. Isn't it?
We're essentially going to northern California.
So like it's like 2
right
days.
on the border. Today it's essentially right on the
It's
border.
like 10 to 12 hours.
You're
depending
thinking
on
of it
traffic.
with fifth world traffic.
Oh.
So it's even worse. It's 3 days in the sixth world. It's literally bumper to bumper all the way there.
Why is
The
Tacoma
worst
so
thing
far
is the
away?
elves of Tir Tangier all drive in the passing lane really slow.
Oh my god, we will not. So, are we? I think we should just take one van, because it's easier to protect that way. I also think Cromwell can't drive, so we should have one van.
Are we?
Did you say can or can't?
No, he can't. Not that it was on offer, just to be
No,
clear.
we just want to be clear that like if we're doing a sleeping rotation schedule,
We are
like,
not.
he's not.
We are not doing a sleeping rotation schedule. I am well rested.
But like
It is
you know,
fine.
if it takes more than one day, like
It
I
will
can
not.
drive. Like I just want to be ready, because I don't know. Like I have taken a road trip before, and it was long, and I know how it works. So we'll just continue to switch off shifts.
So it sounds like we're all agreed to take this job on. I assume everybody's asked for any compensation or favors they feel like they need to take on this job.
Do we need to prepare anything special for this, like camping supplies? Do we think we're going to be like, how long is this hike?
Oh yeah.
I already told you it's about a day.
I know you said about a day, but should we?
And there's
you
probably
do
a
it-
hike back.
And this is also a question to the group. Do we feel like we need to prepare
I
for
feel
some?
like we should get.
We should leave soon, but it is not imperative we leave now.
Well, I bet there's like what KJL. It's a famous camping store in the area, and we could just go
Yeah,
there.
we should. You know what she's going
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
You know what she's going for.
I'm not clever.
So we go in and I guess if you have a packing list, we can go take care of.
I would like
Well,
a
this
hammock.
is-
Provide some of my own supplies, I suppose. I think I have camping gear somewhere.
I think you
I
mean
mean,
Ren Rock Crew Equipment Incorporated.
I
right?
have
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
Rocco-
yes.
I have a survival.
They have a climbing wall.
I have a survival kit. If the rest of you don't have them, I'd suggest purchasing
I
them.
assume all of you have standard adventure as a kids.
Adventure
Wait.
kit.
I traded it for a chainsaw.
We. I'm gonna suggest that we also pack a couple tents, just in case.
I don't know if we.
What is our timeline? Like, do we have about like a day or so that we could?
If we leave within 24 hours, it should be good.
Well, you know what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go train myself a little on wilderness survival.
The person who like lives in
I know, but I've always had the convenience of spirits.
or a hut.
and magic, and I don't really, I've never really like prepared myself for to be like in an extended situation where
More of an urban
where
dwarf.
where I don't know what's around me as well, and I am more of an urban dwarf, as you say. So I'm going to take a day, and I'm going to train myself in the survival skill.
Mainframe, LCI, and it sounds like maybe yourself have identities with Tier Tangier that we'd like protected. Maybe we should secure some identification for the pass-through.
It doesn't sound like we're at any risk. We just need
There's always a potential.
camping permits.
However, the highest risk is going to be with the California Free State.
I mean, I have a fake. It's several
I'd
different.
recommend not using the one you use most frequently in
Right.
Tangier.
Am I allowed to use my?
At least not when we reach maybe the southern portions of it. Maybe not a bad idea to alternate between a number of different identities.
There's
Do I also need to use a fake identity?
Do you not always use a fake identity? You are aware Miss J is not my real name, yes?
Oh, I was not aware we used fake identities.
Fang?
I never really.
I
thought
mean,
about
like,
it.
I guess mine is Fang, and that's who I.
My first name is Miss. My last name is the letter J.
Okay, then I will bring that as well then.
This episode is brought to you by the
Are you essentially asking us not to call you Shell? Is
No,
that...
no, well, like, let's keep
I
it
mean-
with Fang, but Fang shows her your identity, and it's like, it's a level 2, so you know, it's got like, Sharpied? I don't know, yeah, let's think level 2, and there's like a piece of tape over it.
That's not at all what a sin looks like. Did you like accidentally print it out and
I
use
think-
like a hard copy of it?
I mean, on the
it's
Matrix,
here.
it might look like it's made of oak tag, but it's not actually printed on oak tag. It's
Oh,
digital.
well, okay, I brought my fake one around. I am, let's just go.
so you're good with information
Yes.
and you're good at finding people.
Yes.
So I would like to make you a deal that for my participation in this, when it's all over, I want you to find someone for me.
I can do that.
I asked for a dragon scale.
What do you have?
I'll
What do you do with it?
we'll talk on the ride.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Okay.
I could tell you if you want.
Mordecai actually doesn't know. He's,
So we're packing
he's just
up.
trying to be. He's just trying to be gregarious for a change.
So we're all packed at this point, I assume.
Yeah, so maybe the next day.
Are you
Do
sure?
like-
Are you sure there's not room in the van for Barnaby? Because
Do we-
really love
I am sure there is no room.
it. All right.
Do we?
He eats
Do we?
too much,
Are we?
and what he eats comes out, and it's bad.
Are we set on one vehicle? I mean, it's going to be cramped, and if we do need to like pull over for the evening or anything like that.
You are free to drive your vehicle if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
I'm trying to ask what's best for the team.
I think
Should we hook the Harley up to the back, like have Dinah tow it in case we need another vehicle?
It can just drive itself.
Oh well, yeah, I forget about that.
It's probably not a bad idea to like take the Harley or something just to have a backup, especially because that's gonna off-road better.
Yeah.
Then
I'm gonna spin up a new fake ID for myself.
that seems smart.
Rating 4.
Yeah, 'cause, you know, it never hurts to have more than one.
No.
Or 6.
Yeah. Keep collecting them. Souvenirs, if you will.
cool. Let's do it. Let's meet at let's do it. Let's meet at
8 a.m. at a soy bucks.
Yes. Who owed the last?
I'm buying.
Yeah.
You just made her so happy. You have no idea.
She is a simple one to please. In fact, Fang, I will buy all of your soy bucks on this trip.
Forever? Oh no.
On this trip.
Great.
Perhaps
Which means
I will limit you to the equivalent of 5 caffeinated shots a day.
Which means Fang has to make sure this trip never ends.
Yeah, like I guess we're saying tier.
Cromwell has an old British safari tent he brings.
Oh my god.
I assume there's just like large things with tarps over them strapped to the roof of Dinah. Or did you get like one of those like clamshell storage containers?
I think it's more the strapped variety.
I brought a hammock and I put it in the back of the
Because
van.
strapped allows me to assess the general weight and shape of the sacks to make sure there's not, a bear or like live ammunition. Like
I brought all my grenades.
I need to make sure they're not accidentally engaged in any way and they're packed properly. Yeah.
Mordecai
They
brings,
should not. They should be inside the vehicle. Yeah, they should not be on the top.
Mordecai brings his, gets his survival kit restocked, and he also brings some extra water and a tent.
Do we all bring some? I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hammocking.
I say we hit the road.
Yep, let's go.
Do it.
Let's do the thing because let's do the thing.
So we're in the van. And you're driving. You have some time to kill in the van if you guys want to ask any questions or do anything. Otherwise, Miss J will like pretty much just sort of sit there and seem kind of zoned out.
I also summoned Sharky just so he can be there on the road trip. I think
Where
he'd
does
like.
he go?
He stays on the astral. He just floats
flipping
around
in
the
and out
van.
of people.
Yeah.
Big is your van?
I mean, it's not small.
No, but we got a lot of people in the van.
Sharky's
I
here.
mean, that's the band.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not as bad as the last time when I had to get
Great.
a penalty.
I still Fang naps a lot.
I mean, there's no beds or anything. And
No, I hung up a hammock between two posts in the center of your van.
Probably not space for
No,
that.
that is
No,
not.
I
that is not
definitely
the
did
size
it.
of-
So
Everyone tells you can't.
Do we?
that means she's like sleeping on Cromwell's lap, basically.
You guys, do we want to have like a cover story ready? Do we need one? Like maybe we're all going camping as a family.
We're in a band.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That means we're gonna have to be able to sing or perform something on demand. Should our
We
cover
don't perform
story?
without pay.
There we go.
Then we're not a
She's
real
the
band.
manager.
no, we only do we perform publicity
We
For
do.
exposure.
for exposures? Like
So,
No.
wait, let's figure out everyone's role in the band.
Let's not. Let's all like have some quiet time and get to where we're supposed to go.
we're still driving. Like that's like.
This is like 12 hours.
We'll figure it out if we need to in the moment.
Can I be the drummer? Because
That's never very convincing, though. Like in the moment, 2 drummers might turn up, and then how is that gonna look?
I think I play bass.
So the 2 of you are like sitting in silence in the back, and the 3 of you are arguing over who plays what instrument.
Cromwell, are you? I don't know. You guys seem upset. I know you lost your eyes and all. I'd be upset too.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm just in a hurry to get out there and get working again.
Do you think you're going to be able to go back to Shadowrunning?
Well, there's one way to find out. I'm not going to be as effective as I used to be. But you just point me in the right direction and tell me to punch which way.
Please don't punch my van.
Timing is very unfortunate.
Did you ever like think about retiring?
I did retire as a butler. Can't do that when you're blind for certain.
I mean-
Get the T's all wrong.
Oh, you mean the drink, not the letter.
Actually, probably both.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
imagine writing is difficult for you.
It's rather difficult, yes. There's a lot that's difficult, but the best thing I know to do is just jump right in the middle of things and figure them out. Besides, a great bear will look after me. He provided enough abilities for me to get this far in life. I think he'll be there for me when I'm needed again.
Would have been nice to have your resilience
When?
when I was younger.
That sounds like a story.
Go on.
We're here.
Whoever wants the story can roll a persuasion.
Great. Which one
What,
is that?
It's charisma.
So charisma plus performance.
Performance?
Negotiation, I guess, probably. 4 hits.
Go on.
It only takes one of us, right? I got 2 hits.
Exactly how Mordecai does it. You're like somewhat distracted by driving. You're like, what? What?
Yeah, it sounds like a story. Huh?
I spent almost 2 years of my life in a coma.
Wow.
And I've never really recovered fully. It's not something the body bounces back from quickly.
Was it Matrix induced?
No, I was in an accident as a child. But on the plus side, I lived on the Matrix for about 2 years.
So you were conscious, but not conscious.
Yes.
It's like when I astrally project, but with computers.
That's a good way of describing it. I'm a technomancer. It was probably the impetus for the manifesting of my abilities. So I spent 2 years in a world that was not this one.
Did you know whether your body was still alive during that time?
Oh, I could watch it
That
I did not know that's how technomancing worked.
from cameras.
Ah, that's...
Yeah.
In the
I see
hospital.
different types of
Microphones
magic-ish. Yes, that makes more sense.
Wait, so you could look down at your own body?
it's weird, believe me.
I was not well adjusted when I regained consciousness. It was a rough few years. Would have been nice to have your resilience and confidence. Don't lose that.
Well, the less you have to lose, the easier it is. The more you have to lose, the harder it gets to take risks, as I'm finding out these days.
I think you have more than you believe.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask what the nature of the accident was?
You can ask.
5 hits.
Wow, Mordecai is rolling well.
Very charismatic is the problem.
I'm gonna.
It's all that
probably gonna
training you
die
got
the
for
moment
dealing
we go.
with children.
Yeah.
Don't, step 1, don't force bolt them.
Yeah.
Stun bolt. It was stun damage only. And the
good.
kid got the message.
Yeah, well,
And
yes.
then passed it on to the authorities.
Well,
As he
none
should.
of us could have foreseen that eventuality.
No,
None of us.
none of us could have.
Automotive.
Oh.
So, eyes on the road there, I guess. Mainframe 3.
I have
Oh, thank you. I wasn't going to pay attention.
It was an awkward silence. I felt the need to fill it, okay? I'm sorry.
I
laughing.
feel like we should go to like one of those places where I pretend to fall and you catch me,
No.
and then
During trust fall.
we all have to be in like combined circle.
TRG is kind of
And then
like
you,
that.
like,
Sir, I mean, they do offer that service.
That's a
in
great
certain-
idea.
Let's do that. After the run, we're gonna drive back. There's gonna be no war between international countries.
Well-
and then we're gonna fall and not. And catch each other, right?
Let's see how the run goes, and then decide whether we trust each other enough to fall into each other's arms.
Well, me and Big
Very
Papa are at least gonna
pragmatic.
do that. Me and
That's
Big
me.
I mean,
Eyes on the road.
You've been there for me when I astrally project.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's a little different in the sense that I didn't have a lot of choice about waking up. Anyway,
No, I think Fang's just trying to make you feel like you can be part of a family, even if your real family is actually kind of going nuts defending a mountain.
So who did wake you up?
who? Oh, well, I recovered sufficiently that there was a physical body that I could occupy. It was still a very long road of recovery.
Alright, so you woke yourself up, and how'd you get involved with the Draco Foundation?
That's been a later in life decision, although a certain extent being essentially artificial intelligence on the Matrix for 2 years means you gain friends in interesting places.
Like dragons.
Like dragons. Has to be in Dunkelzahn, we're friends, you know.
Is that how you ended up with the Draco Foundation?
It's part of the reason.
Did you say something to the effect of finding a body?
It was my body.
Okay.
One that as an astral form.
I don't really know what technomancers can do. I know spirits.
Possess bodies.
Okay.
It's just, it's a manifestation of the disassociation she felt not
Sure.
being connected to it for 2 years, that she
Sure.
referred to it as a body instead of her body. That's...
I just got so many willies for a moment there.
Yeah, I was a little bit afraid too, not gonna lie.
Okay, good. It's
I
not just
cannot
me.
possess your body.
Oh, thank
No,
God.
no. I just thought you
We are arguably completely incompatible. Resonance and and astral don't work well together at all.
You can relax. I'm not coming on to you.
Does that happen to you often?
That technomancers
No,
try
that
to
people
pick up
think
on.
you're coming onto them?
Well,
No, it does
Some-
not.
well, that was interesting. All right. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna put a pin in that, I think.
I suppose while we're talking, does anyone have more questions for me?
No, I'm done. I think we should. I feel like we're talking a lot about, like, I want to play a road game because my emotions hurt and I would like to not talk about them anymore.
Ever played the license plate game?
No! Is it complicated?
You just look out the window and look for license plates, and you have to get a matching set of ones from every state in Tirtangier.
I've got a game for you to play. Look inside of yourself. There's a little box. All right. Put your feelings in the little box put the lid on it, and that's called being British. That's all you have to do, except for the accent. Is you put the feelings in
We
the box.
probably
I just
shouldn't
feel
play
like-
the license plate game with Cromwell.
I just feel like boxes are maybe too soon for us, and maybe we shouldn't talk about boxes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Put them in cylinders? In buckets of
Sure,
water?
yeah, that's fine.
Bury them
We've
in
had
sand.
some bad experiences
yes.
with box-related concepts lately, and maybe at whatever ungodly hour of the night this is, maybe we don't talk about those.
We're driving.
This is nice. I've never been to Tirtangier before. This is
I know.
for me.
It's nice to go on a run where we're not under attack, where things are relaxed. We get to see the scenery.
You're gonna have leaves in
Wow.
your clothes for like 6 months.
I really don't like
There's like actually
That's-
leaves in
It's
everybody's
like sand at the
clothes
beach,
now.
but you just get leaves and needles and stuff. It's just ambient.
I mean, that's pretty much the status quo for me. So,
Wait.
I mean, like, I've got some leaves right here. If you
that's-
want. I don't think.
Sure,
you
I
want
was
them.
running out. Thank you. She just puts
I
it
don't-
on the dashboard.
I don't think you were actually running out of leaves, but okay.
Skip cutscene.
Yes, I was like, swipe.
Starwipe to probably we'll kind of get you all the way down to the border between Tirtangier and the quasi-neutral zone, in the sense that Tirtangier is currently staking the larger claim on it. But there's very clearly like signage as you're approaching, being like, closed off for, you have to have like official. You have to be official and like get permission or whatever. There's like vehicle checkpoints and things like that you'll have to go through.
And Are we planning on driving through that? It sounded like our plan was to park in a more legal spot, and then
The hiking portion, I believe, was intended to be just from kind of where they're cordoning off Mount Shasta to the actual lodge itself. If we want to hike for longer than that, we're going to be
okay.
looking
So
at more
so
like
it was
a couple
intended to pass through this checkpoints on vehicle.
I believe so, yes.
All right.
I think you guys can do this, right?
Can I?
Do we even need to be at all secret about what we're doing, since they are probably going to be in favor of what it is you're...
I would rather it not be public, because if the California Free State... The intention is that the shamans leave without any pressure from either group. Tir Tangier is more likely to simply want to exercise a forceful course of action. And also, if anything official from Tir Tangier looks like it's going to the lodge, it's likely the California Free State will simply think that they're attacking because they're a bunch of reactive hippies.
Fair enough. Can I do a perception roll to see, maybe with a bonus in law enforcement, to understand what does this checkpoint look like? Are there going to be, I'm assuming, dogs, but elf dogs, so extra teeth? And then, can we, for example, distract them with different colored, maybe fall leaves and then slip through? Or what?
It is fall, to be clear. It's September now.
I got
No, I think
oh
we were
wow.
still in August or
It
something.
might be in August.
The first roll of the night, and I critically glitch. Wait, when you get over half.
Yeah.
And
but,
no,
That's it.
I got 2 hits.
you got hits.
Okay, so I got 2 hits for
just a regular glitch.
what do I notice about this checkpoint and how do we think we get by?
They're trees.
I
So you
love.
got 2 hits and you glitch,
Yes.
right? Okay. There are trees.
Okay,
There are more trees.
great.
There are probably going to be people. You're not at the checkpoint right
No,
now. But
no,
there are
no.
probably going to be people with guns.
Great.
A road sort of. I think of it as the border, like a border patrol.
Oh, I totally know what
Like
to
the
do.
border to Canada.
I got
Except a
this.
little bit more makeshift and less polite.
So let's take a grenade and throw it off in.
There's-
Oh wait, this is an idea.
Go on.
And we might need to ask Mainframe for her special way of star wiping the cameras off. But my concept is we take a grenade and we throw it into the forest, and they really like their trees. So they're gonna go deal with the grenade, and then we drive through with you doing the. And again, I apologize because you have to work your magic, but please vanishing the cameras.
I think we're just gonna drive through and tell them that we're visiting Mount Shasta to hike.
Can we actually?
Yeah, can we do that? We can't.
No. I think my plan's
I
plan A.
know this is odd coming from me, but this might be one problem we don't want to solve with a grenade.
I think just telling that there's no hiking on Mount
Okay.
Shasta.
Okay.
What if we go with the band story and
We can't get to Mount Shasta.
I like the
we
camping
could say
on.
we're there to entertain the troops?
Why don't you guys let me worry about the face stuff?
But my part didn't have a face part.
Yeah.
I would prefer.
It's a grenade approach to a face problem.
I certainly prefer a face solution to fire in some precious wilderness.
It
that-
was-
Maybe a face solution with some decking, but sneaky non blowsy uppies.
What do I
Okay,
see on the Matrix? Because this is Elven territory. There's not going to be a.
And by the way,
ton of
before
stuff.
we get closer, I will turn
Is
off.
or it doesn't.
my
I
astral
mean,
vision.
it's not.
Well, so you're sorry. Was someone asking?
I just want to say before I get close, I will turn off my astral vision so I don't show up as dual natured.
Okay. So you're just
super blind.
All
super
blind.
blind.
I assume there's some kind of hand signal, or he lets someone know when he's doing that.
You assume.
Yeah, he's probably not good at that yet. So
Okay.
Great. We all think he can see and he can't.
Great.
So you take a look at the Matrix and you're in a fairly remote area. It's not hugely remote at this point. You do get an inkling though as you go further in and closer towards the mountain, the noise level is going to increase because it becomes a static zone where there just isn't a lot of Matrix signal because it's wilderness. But here you're fine. You're not really operating at a penalty. You notice there's kind of almost like a series of border patrol, like it looks like a border crossing on the Matrix. It's kind of replicated there, except everything is like elongated strangely, so it covers kind of that whole neutral zone. And so you see a few markers where the couple of highways do still go into that neutral zone, but they've been very clearly cordoned off. And then you see kind of a dotting of signals along kind of in the woods. Like there are clearly some patrols happening, but it's not like an extreme quarantining the city, but mostly just making sure that like they're not, a bunch of like vans not trying to just drive through the forest.
So there is a city, like outside the quarantine.
No.
It's all in the Matrix.
No, it's all in the Matrix.
Oh.
So there's essentially like each of these outposts, and you kind of see them all linked to each other, so that
There's a
border-
digital mesh of various checkpoint nature.
So you could examine each of them closer and kind of get an idea of what's there.
Are there files or snoopable communications associated with this particular checkpoint, much like we did in Hermosillo, like a manifest of people who are...
Most of the snoopable things are like a couple of, random emails that are going between points. Like they send updates and like send out communications of what goes through, but there's no... it doesn't seem to have like a regular log of like, okay, this is coming in next and this is coming in next. It's more like someone will be like, this is on its way, we're on our way, and then they'll be leaving or they'll be arriving. It seems a lot more less like consistent and regimented. It's more like sometimes things come through here, but not super often because it's going into a place that no one really is supposed to be, so you'd have some sort of credentials to get through.
Are there security cameras?
There are a handful, yeah. They kind of monitor both the in and out of the actual patrol, and then there's like a handful of drones, and from what you can tell of the drones, most of them seem to be like observational ones, not like gonna shoot people down, but just gonna be like, hey, there's someone crossing through the woods over here, and like sensor equipment if you went through like just the woods on foot.
So, what after assessing all of this in the Matrix, seeing that meshness, the fact that there are other checkpoints also associated, it feels like we might be able to combine our efforts. If I'd like to spoof communication to make it seem like there is assistance needed further down the chain at a different checkpoint, and potentially draw some of the representatives. Combine that with the jammer so that we are not, and potentially maybe I will turn a few of the cameras off strategically. And then if anybody is left who does not go to backup, you can work your magic on them.
Okay, I'm just thinking like, I mean, we'll still have, I mean, they won't completely abandon the checkpoint.
We don't know.
Okay.
I mean, ideally they would, but it seems highly unlikely.
It seems
they
unlikely that, like, at least a couple, like at least 2 people would stay to be like, we'll go check out and make sure they don't have a problem. There's, at most, these are pretty remote checkpoints. There's probably no more than 4 people at a given checkpoint at a time. Like, they're gonna call in backup if they are really concerned about something, but it's not like they're trying to shoot people on sight if they leave because they're worried about the spread of a nasty disease. It's more like, will they alert people that of a van of this description went through this checkpoint, and that, kind of sound the alarm of the Mounties.
But one person who remains much easier to deal with than 4 if I need to shut down people's comm links, or if we need to use humane restraint techniques or suggestion to ask them to behave more. It feels like I would like to help in that way before we dive in.
Sounds good to me.
So, to be clear, we're not going with the "we're in a band" cover story.
No.
That could be plan B for band.
For band.
Okay.
We just are not leading with it. We won't say,
Well-
hi, I'm in a band. We wait until questioned.
And then we'll say we're
Like inside, you're in a band.
I just think
But,
if there's
like,
any
outside.
chance we're doing the band cover story, we should know. Because it's going to be really awkward if there's 2 bass
I
players.
think I'm probably gonna go in a different direction.
Okay. I trust
But
you. to do
inside,
that.
you can be in a van.
I feel like you're patronizing me when you say that.
Nope.
I feel like you were patronizing me when you said that too. Just
Elsie, don't. No, you can't get the rocket launcher out right in here. I would let it go, Mordecai.
I wouldn't call you names like you have called my troll friend, because I've been taught that etiquette is a thing I must do. So, yes, I'm a little bit patronizing.
You're upset that I call him an idiot for basically throwing our
We're
entire
almost at the
last.
checkpoint.
I think I should leave the van.
I'm just trying to. I don't want.
Let's deal with this.
I'm trying to address the troll in the room.
Yeah. Let's deal with it after
Yep.
the checkpoint.
Well, they can
Dealing with it after.
they can have their discussion, and while that's going on, I'm just gonna go ahead and start start the work.
Yep.
Is there a host?
They're probably more like local area networks for
So
each of the.
do I need to mark anything specifically to spoof a command or a
You
communication?
need to. Ooh, to spoof a command, I think technically
mean,
you're supposed to have a mark on the thing you're sending the command.
Okay, so I just need to mark. Is it clear what the hierarchy is? Who's the important one here?
They all like each of the checkpoints seem about the same.
No, I
probably.
just meant within the checkpoint.
Were you trying to send
I would like to send a message requesting help, which would probably come into whoever is highest ranking at this checkpoint. Make it seem like it's coming from another
So what
place.
you actually technically need to do is place a mark on the thing you're trying to spoof the command for.
Oh, from another. Okay, great. That's fine. I will. What's the farthest I can get?
You can probably get not to the next checkpoint, but to the farthest one away, and you would. So the next one you take a -2 penalty for noise, and then the one after that you'll take a -4.
Great. So I'm gonna go into VR for a second, and Miss J is here. I'm fine. I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna announce it, and then I'll go into hot sim because that will help things go faster. And I will start with noise reduction.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
6 hits.
You're good. You reduce the noise by 2.
So now I would. So we've got this long line in the matrix of little outposts connected by glowing tubes, and she.
Matrix is made of tubes.
Yeah, it's made of tubes. It's glowing tubes, but they're like leafy tubes. I mean, it's sort of elven.
Vines.
Yeah, it's like vines connecting these different outposts, and mainframe zooms in on the farthest away outpost. And looks at the users.
So if you're going to the farthest one, you'll still have a -2 noise.
Okay.
You got rid of 2 noise penalty.
Yeah, okay. -2 noise, but I'm in VR, so we'll just call it good.
Yeah.
Great. And I would like to mark whoever looks the highest ranking there.
You can probably pick out like the communication system or their comm system from there. That would probably be the best one to mark.
Great. And I am going to use Go Big or Go Home, so I will attempt to place. Because I believe if I want to spoof spoof, I only need one.
You only need one.
Oh, then we don't need to do that nonsense. That's just showboating. I will just go ahead and mark the device. Is it a persona or just the device?
Just a device.
Okay. I got 5 hits.
You just succeed.
Great. So I place a leafy mark on that comm link, and I would like to spoof a command to ask for assistance and I will phrase it. Do I know the name of the person who I'm sending to? Can I see the name on their comm link or anything like that?
You'd probably have to give me another matrix perception.
Great. I am not scared of those. That's 5 hits.
Yes, Tammy.
Sergeant Tammy. We have a situation. 3 other outworlders trying to set fires along the border.
Okay.
Please send backup. And yeah. And I will use just to be sure because I don't really want this to
Also
go.
a sleaze test.
So I will use,
To fail.
and I've reconfigured my deck temporarily so that this one, sleaze, yeah. I'm gonna reconfigure my deck so that my attack value goes to sleaze, and I will use 5 thumper dice.
Okay.
To get 1 more hit, so that is 5 hits.
You succeed. Your net hits are 2. Yes. So you're able to send a command. Are you gonna give me a quick spoof? Not spoof. Snoop. Those words are
Great.
similar. to intercept traffic that may be coming to that device.
Oh, that's all the hits. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7.
Good.
Yes.
So you send out the message, and then you kind of intercept. You're like in the way on the matrix because you're holding on to the vine. Like I assume this is like you've like attached a can to it, and you're like talking into the can. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
And so a
And
communication
vine.
comes down the line of where are the fires? I don't see smoke. You need to provide a location.
Great. I'm fine. Hasn't been too long in the Matrix. I will spoof another command, and I've got a map soft, so I choose a GPS coordinate that's reasonably close to what I believe that location. We believe the perpetrators are these coordinates. Maybe wearing what is the chameleon suits there or something? Maybe wearing camouflage gear, and I'll use another 3 thumper dice. Yeah, just because. I don't want to mess it up, cause problems. Yay, extra hit, 5 hits.
That'll do it. So you send the second command, and this time the one you intercept the final response is sending 2 individuals to support at that location.
Okay. I've drawn 2 of them off. We should have. So that leaves out just 2 people at this location. I don't know how long it will take them, but we should move now.
Okay.
And I remove my mark from that device and kind of log out because I just don't want them to see me.
That seems smart. Yeah. All right. So you approach with Dinah to the checkpoint. There's like a large sort of fence thing that probably wouldn't stop a charging vehicle, but it might slow it down. There's like some spikes on the ground that if you like go over it without their permission, it might damage your tires, things like that. Protective features to prevent someone from just barreling through.
Cromwell's ring starts beeping.
What is this thing? Really?
We
Now?
have to have a talk about this.
Are we near the border?
Yes.
Arguably the border for Tier Tangier and the California Free State's like between it's like large. It's like there's an entire neutral zone in between.
Are we near an area that a large organization might consider to be the border between? I turned off my astral seeing. I'm completely blind right now.
Oh, okay.
I stand out like a beacon to anyone who's looking for anything on the astral plane when I've got it on.
Okay.
Can I see his ring on the Matrix?
I don't know enough about that. Probably not. I don't think it's connected to anything. It might be running.
I think this is what you would see. You would see like a diode. You would not see anything that you would make it capable of, say, flight, which you've seen it do.
But is it connected to the? Can I mark it and tell it to shut up?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's worth a question.
Can I see it on the astral?
You notice a slight fuzzy bit of something on the ring if you look explicitly and very closely.
Fascinating.
This is the worst. What happened? Is there a way we can deal with the beeping ring?
Hold on a sec. Is anyone looking?
No.
Is anyone looking? Do we have to roll perception?
Do you want us to not look?
They're all looking at him, but we all say no, we're not looking.
Yes.
Oh, does he mean us, or I thought he meant other people?
No.
I'm talking to you,
No.
the
No.
character.
No.
Is anyone?
No one's looking.
No, everyone
No.
is. No.
All right. He quickly pulls the ring off and he throws it out the window into the woods. All right, now get us through here pretty quick.
Okay.
I go ahead and I astrally project and I just follow the ring.
What? But that's gonna draw attention.
No, I don't think. Like maybe a little bit.
I'm not going for long.
Farther enough away from the border right now.
I'm not going for long. I'm just gonna like sort of follow it. I just want to see if there's anything it does when it lands.
You see it float up and then starts. It looks like it's looking around pretty blindly.
Sort of peer closely at it, and then I go back to my body.
We have to deal with
You would guess it's some kind of very small spirit that you've not seen before.
Great.
I don't like seeing.
Like if I can sense it. Like would I sense a possession or?
You think there is a small spirit that's manifested slightly inside of it.
Manifested inside of it. Okay. Interesting. Go back to my body for now.
So, at the patrol, like I assume you pull up, there's kind of the guardhouse, and the person, like, wheels down the window, and they're like...
on my hint fiber, hoodie sweatshirt.
It's like, tiered hinge, your border patrol. You're about to enter a restricted area.
Hi, yeah, we're on a road trip from Eugene.
Oh, God.
And we're going to go gather some mushrooms in the forest and some other fauna. We work for Down to Earth. Have you been? Anyway, we're just on a supplies run.
Oh, God, I work with so many people like you.
Well, that, and
this is
we
a
want to do
restricted
some,
area.
a drum circle while we're there, but that's, incidental.
I get it. You're super chill. It's great. It's great, but this is a restricted area, and, I know that can be a thing that's hard for people like you to understand, but, you can't go in.
Dude.
You're putting restrictions on the Earth?
Yeah, we are.
So this is an artificial restriction of what is supposed to belong to all of us.
No, it is. This does not belong to any of you.
Right on.
Do you not feel good when you're out in nature? You're on this, you're here.
Why do you think I work out here? I'm in nature all the time. And we're protecting it.
Awesome. I want to help you protect it.
You can do that by turning around. That
No,
would be
man.
great.
We're going to help you by going out there. Because, it's that's what the forest needs. Is some nudity, some chanting, and some drumming. I'm just saying.
Roll a performance and then a negotiation. I want to see how well you're playing this part. How convincing you are at it.
Yeah. I'm gonna add in 2 and ooh.
Can I help by being
Two
just generally
dice,
disassociated with my
for that
performance?
first one.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to assist with their...
Should I take my clothes off?
I was literally gonna ask that same question.
Well, I wasn't asking, but if Mordecai.
How'd that go for you, mainframe?
It was a roller coaster. I got 2 hits and I glitched.
So mainframe starts taking her clothes. No, I feel uncomfortable selling a character to do that. What would it look like for mainframe? You get really
She takes her shoes off.
Yeah, just
Puts them on the dashboard.
throw them. Shoes are stupid.
Aren't you driving?
Yeah, well, we're parked. We're not driving actively. Also, I'm connected with my brain, so most of the driving is actually done neurally anyway. But yeah, it's just she just starts taking off her shoes and socks and putting them on the dashboard.
My assist gave you an extra dice too, which
But I
is
did get 2 hits.
totally
Yeah.
Cromwell going, dude.
I shrug and I take my poncho off.
Did you get 2 dice for me too? 'Cause
I did, thank you. 11.
I think it's your max.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they kind of look around and they're like, my supervisor's not here.
It's gonna be. We're not.
There's a thing happening, and I'm not really not supposed to let anyone in, I get that. There's people setting fires and stuff.
Oh, do you want us to look for them? That's terrible. Nobody should do that to a forest.
Don't go look for them, because then you would totally get me in trouble.
Oh, okay. I just I don't want to get you in trouble, man. But you see, we run a store, and so it's if we don't fill up on supplies and stuff, we have a high demand this month, man. There's we already ran out of
Burning
kombucha.
Man's happening really soon, right? Yeah. Burning Metaman.
Huh.
Make that metahuman sculpture.
Yeah.
Burn it.
So can you just do us a favor and just let us in and I promise we won't get into any trouble. We just
Dude.
Offer him a sample when we get back.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna go check with my supervisor and just wait a minute, right? I'm not gonna be here for a moment.
okay.
And I'm gonna check
And if
with
we're
my
not
supervisor.
here, we probably just headed to the coast.
You probably that would be a really good idea.
Oh!
Really good idea.
Okay.
And then they're gonna like write something down real fast and just be like, I like good deals on things too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like you guys use beeswax candles out here?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I have like a couple beekeepers.
And you said mushrooms, right?
Oh man, like what?
The shrooms, right? Right?
Yeah.
I think this is like.
Okay. I'm gonna go
Okay.
check with my supervisor. It was
Yeah.
really nice to meet you.
Yeah, you
Good luck
too.
with your drum circle thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
Get him checked out for something.
It's like he's blind. He's a rhythm leader.
Makes sense? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Tammy! And they walk away.
Frame just she just slowly is to not attract the attention of said whoever else is around. Just accelerates through the. Is there an arm? Do I need to open it?
It's like a game.
Okay, do I need to open that?
Yeah, you should probably
Great.
do that and lower the
Yeah.
puncture
Okay.
things.
Oh, there's punch things? Great. I want
Yeah.
to change. I want to do those first.
Yeah.
Do I need to mark their parents or just do I have to Great.
Go ahead and you need to have a control mark on the outpost.
Just the one or do I need three?
You need 3.
Lift the arm? Like, would that make it
That
easy?
will just take more time. It's cool. I can do this. I'll go back into VR for a second. And I will use my remaining 2 thumper dice. That was better. I got 4 hits.
Yeah, you succeed. You place all 3 marks actually beautifully. This was their least fancy outpost.
It was this old technology.
Yeah,
I mean,
they haven't replanted the vines here on the Matrix. You notice they're a little more decrepit, a little less sturdy, more falling apart. So you're able to give me a quick control device to
Great.
of the arm.
That's I feel like that's 3 hits.
It goes like the
vine
tire parts go down, and you're like, ugh, and you realize because it's kind of old, it's way creakier. So the tire things go down, so you're not gonna damage it, but the gate still seems to be open. And you also notice control devices data processing, so you're fine.
Fine. If I'm fine, then I'm gonna do it again and open the gate.
Yeah. You may notice anyone who's looking astrally that your time she's probably coming back pretty quickly.
I still got
she's
a
coming back
fraction of a
soon.
second.
Yeah, you probably got 9.
Oh
time
god,
for
that
one
was
more
all the
action.
hits. I got
Wait,
6
are
hits.
you looking astrally?
Yeah.
Well, then why did I turn mine off?
I didn't know you turned yours off.
You
Why-
told me. Didn't you hear it?
6 hits.
No.
That'll do.
I thought we were in a small van. I thought everybody.
He whispers to you.
I got the vine connected to the gates. They go down. I remove myself from that device and move Dinah forward through actually, order change. Move the vehicle through the gates. Close the gates. Do I need to check again, or am I controlling the device at that point? Great.
Yeah.
Move the vehicle through the gates. Close the gates. Raise the little spikes. We weren't even there.
No.
Nice,
Not at all.
nice work, mainframe. At a very professional level, I respect that a lot. My professional respect is very high for that job you just did, and I want you to know that. So good work,
Is he okay?
professionally.
Why would you stop looking astrally? You can't see any other way.
Because when you're looking astrally, you bloom up like a big bright balloon in the sky.
I'm already like a bright balloon in the sky. I've got 4 spells on me at all times.
Well, I wanted to be stealthy.
So
like-
do you, right? Don't you have a
No,
bunch
he
of
doesn't.
okay?
Oh,
Or are they off?
only if he's running them, and he generally does not have lightning caressing through his fists
Why not?
for that very reason. So,
No, I didn't think this was a situation where I needed to go in stealth mode. I would have hidden those spells, but I also didn't detect anything
You do
awakened
hear
around
some
us.
yelling behind you of you saw, and someone you realize is looking at footage of a van going through.
I have my jammer on.
Okay. Let me know that next time.
So, wait, are we seen or are we not seen?
You might actually. What's rating is the jammer? 4. You were probably still caught on the cameras. Or the van was caught on the cameras.
Like right at the end?
Yeah.
When we're pulling away?
As you're pulling away.
That's 3.
Hey, Mainframe 3, if you can reopen their stuff, I can send a fake version of your van back out through it.
I don't know. I think I left the host. Yeah, I don't think I can reopen it.
Or we can just see what happens.
Really fine.
If you want to go and touch the files, it's fine.
That would make it worse because Gremlins works in the exact opposite way that he wants it to.
No, yeah,
guess,
I would just do the illusion if that were the.
We have to like go find some. Mordecai, do you know anything about mushrooms? You seem like you would.
I actually do know a bit about mushrooms. Yesterday, that was part of the stuff I studied. I tried a bunch of different mushrooms that were out by my lodge. Then there were a couple hours I can't account for, and then like cornbread was like pawing my face in a weird way. What do you need to know?
Well, I just wonder, like, if we come back through this way, we might have to bring that guard some mushrooms.
I can get us some.
Okay.
Okay. Was Cornbread's paw like kind of weirdly large?
Yeah, it was his left paw. It was a little swollen. Although I'm not sure if it actually was, or if I was just hallucinating from a ton of mushrooms.
And then there was that hour where you were vomiting because mushrooms.
Yeah. Okay. We tried.
So you might notice, like, as you've gone on in the vehicle and like the longer Miss J has been in it, the more like the quieter she's gotten and kind of just like the less comfortable she is being in a vehicle.
It's a common problem.
Is there like a matrix like around us? Like, is it getting worse as we go on? Like, I can
It's definitely the
Google
noise
search.
is pretty steadily increasing because you're in a wilderness area.
So like maybe she's uncomfortable because she can't access web comics all the time.
Miss J, you're looking kind of uncomfortable. Why is that?
It's because she can't access web comics all the time.
Oh.
Yes, that's 100% the reason. I'm not a fan of vehicles.
Oh, because that thing earlier that we learned that we're not gonna bring up again because we just got emotion in the barrel of the water.
Sharky could carry you if you'd prefer.
I don't think that would be better.
Okay, well.
I haven't heard good things about Sharky's transportation services.
Don't say that. He's probably listening.
What have you heard?
Just that they can be unreliable. And large and aggressive.
Unreliable. I don't think they're unreliable.
Depends on
Shark-
what you want to have happen.
On the astral plane, Sharky is just kind of like... He's kind of like rolling his eyes and...
Shifting about.
Shifting uncomfortably.
From flipper to flipper.
Exactly. It's like on his tail, he's dancing.
What did you do, Sharky? I guess he can't hear me. Can he perceive things off the astral plane? Because Cromwell cannot talk onto the astral plane.
He can perceive you like the same way. He basically, it's like he has astral sight.
What did you do, Sharky? Only Elsie can hear this. She probably speaks shark.
Sharky, just leave it, okay? Just, no. Nothing. It's nothing.
What?
Sharky, you don't have to hang out here if you don't want to.
Fly death robot balloon? What?
All right, that's fine, Sharky. I'll summon you when I need you. Dismiss Sharky. And...
Fly death robot balloon?
I don't know. I can't speak shark very well.
I'm trying to learn it.
Oh, I get it. Sharky was scared because we were flying in so many planes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh.
He was worried about us.
Sure.
Or that was it.
All right.
Perceive intentions.
I can't see Sharky. I don't know anything about him.
Can I perceive intentions?
For who?
Yeah,
No.
No, she can't.
Hey! You cannot.
No. I got one hit, but no.
You cannot. No one is actively fighting each
Yeah,
other.
that's great.
Nice.
That's really nice for me.
Are we there yet?
So you're getting closer. The the forest becomes denser. So from the Matrix perspective, the noise increases. You also notice that the background radiation. No, it's not background.
Background
radiation.
count?
Background count. Thank you. It's a mage thing. Is getting higher.
Oh.
that the closer you are getting to Mount Shasta, the more intense the background count. For those that don't know, background count is essentially the astral version, and I guess this would apply to you as well. It's the astral version of noise. It makes it harder to access mana and kind of manipulate it because it's often more attuned to like a specific group or individual, or it might be attuned more to a specific tradition, or it's just a result of a significant amount of turmoil or like a ley line or something like that that causes that to increase. And Dragon's Horde.
Sure. So what is the background count?
Currently, it's about 2.
All right.
I feel very strange.
Yeah.
It looks weird here too, and all my lightning things are feeling funny, and everything's too loud.
I know there's definitely a weird flow of mana energy around here. I can feel it too.
Maybe it's the shamans?
Dragons.
Probably, yeah, dragons. I mean, not that I've ever dealt with any dragons before, but dragons could definitely be the kind of thing that affect the amount of mana in the area.
And it's not that this background count's not a lower magic count. It's like an elevated magic count, but it's one that you're not used to. So you'd have to spend a while there to get used to it or acclimated to it for it to stop impacting you.
Would someone from this mountain, when they went to Seattle, would they feel a different background count?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like you're like
It's your home turf.
pollen.
Yeah, you can get
Yes.
benefits for being on your home turf. And like to some extent, if you go from a place with where you're used to the background count and then you go to one with a lower one, doesn't necessarily mean you're at a disadvantage. But you would notice the difference.
There's actually more magic in the area, but because it's magic that we're unfamiliar with, it's actually makes it harder for us to access our regular.
There are some areas that have lower magic, and then there's like super fucking dangerous places where there is none.
like space.
Like space. I can't.
Never going to
wait,
space.
does that mean like we are at an advantage then?
You and Elsie are like the only ones that are not affected by the terrain.
Off screen.
I don't understand if dragons like to hang out on the Matrix, why they hang out in such noisy places when they decide to live.
There's not a lot of places a dragon can fit if they want to stay a dragon, and Hestaby was known for dragoning it up.
Stay a dragon. Is that an option, not staying a dragon?
Yeah, dragons can take human form. You guys are all aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Dragons can take human form. They still can't easily communicate, so most of them, they communicate telepathically. So they utilize a translator when they're communicating over some form of technology. Nadia Danvers, is that her name? Nadia Danvers, who was was Dunkelhein's names are really hard right now. Dunkelheinz was his translator, and then she was left in charge of the Draco Foundation when he passed. When Slash was murdered. He was murdered.
Fun fact: my mom once hung out with a dragon when he was in a human form.
Really?
Yeah,
Also,
That's amazing.
I
The
know.
CEO of Seder Cup is a dragon that spends a lot of
It
time.
happens. Like it's
Lofer, right? I think Lofer.
like
yeah.
it was in her crazy wild times. But
Also, fun fact: what's her name?
Wait a minute.
Najib was the only first lady to not be married to her president.
Your brother's a half brother.
no way, no way,
What?
no way.
Really?
There's no way
Sure.
he would have dragged it up when we stabbed him in the face.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know if dragonness is inherited. I don't know if dragons can have children. This is a question for you, chat.
Jack and
Someone look it up for us.
There's
So you're
probably
2 degrees from dragon. That's pretty
yeah,
awesome.
like yeah, totally.
That's weird.
Or all of you now. Never.
Wait, oh.
Well,
Is she 1.5 away from dragon because she hangs out in the Matrix?
yeah, I don't know if that counts.
It's how many people reserved from Kevin Bacon the dragon is.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's Kevin Bacon?
He's a myth from the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knew Kevin Bacon. It
We
was
all
strange.
know we all know about Kevin Bacon, okay?
The story of Kevin Bacon.
Yes. And the town where they could not dance.
He was
Yeah.
a mythical dance warrior.
And
Yes.
he used a rocket
brought
launcher
dance.
to bring dance to a small town.
And because his influence was so great, most people could count how close they were to him socially.
Even in Ottawa, we knew about Kevin Bacon.
And the great spirit Lithgow hated him, but was eventually won over by his rocket launcher and dancing.
Well, sure, if you want to believe
Battle
everything.
They're not real people. They're
Anyway.
just stories we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better about the human condition.
And is that why we all know how to dance?
Metahumans.
Is that the story of the dance? Is that why we all can dance?
That's why we all can dance.
After about an hour, you hear a tapping, and Cromwell rolls the window down, and the ring flies back into the van.
How close are we to the mountain?
Are we
You
there?
are probably at this point within parking distance, where you would want to leave the van in a concealed location and pursue on foot.
Can we throw?
You may want to like camp overnight.
Yes! No, that's what we do.
Like Mainframe spends an inordinate amount of time arranging various and sundry leaves and
Presumably, like this, like either you stayed the night somewhere before the checkpoint, or maybe you're gonna stay the night here.
Yes.
Like I imagine you stayed the night
sleep.
before the checkpoint, and then this is like early morning still, and so you're planning on getting to Shasta in the evening. Like what is our timing plan here?
Oh, we camped
I
and
think we probably want to hike in during the night, so we have cover.
But then we're gonna trip over a branch and die. I'd rather go in the morning.
Okay.
Like daylight is save light. Wait, daylight is safe. Save light.
Well, I mean,
We do have a blind troll with us.
Fairness,
yeah, but he can
night.
see the same in night as he can in day. I see very well in low light.
Oh, I can see in the dark.
I am also low light.
I have low light vision.
Oh, then we're all good. Let's just mark. Let's walk in the door.
Aren't we forgetting about someone?
Miss
Charge.
Miss J.
Miss J.
Glass and like she pulls out from her bag like very sleek,
Oh.
like glasses, goggles. They're they're very lightweight frames and like they're very high tech. She's like I'll be fine.
Does it give her a charisma bonus?
No,
Does it give you a charisma bonus if you like people in glasses?
sure.
Then yes, she is
How does Fang
You're-
feel in this moment?
very, very conflicted. How tall is Miss J?
She's like average human height. She's probably
Right.
like 5'8".
I think the biggest reason not to travel at night is what with the paranormal beasts which roam the woods hunting any innocent travelers who might trespass onto their domain.
What?
Wait, what?
Well, this is a wild place with lots of magic. There's lots of awakened paranormal creatures. What, like
There's a reason I asked for an escort.
poison
and it
bears and evil porpoises, what have learned to breathe on land,
Yeah.
and awakened badgers.
wasn't- Those are the worst. The awakened honey badgers. They're the
Let's
worst.
just cover the van and
don't
leave.
care.
And leave during the daytime because I am bad at fighting anything with the word spirit in it.
They're not spirits. They're paranormal critters.
Oh, and vampire squirrels.
What?
Do they actually have HMHVV?
Right, the
No,
first
they have
con.
SMSVV.
Squirrel.
Squirrel
we wanna go during the
metaphor.
day.
I would like to go during the day.
Okay.
Great. So we camped out overnight before going through the
Yes.
checkpoints, and it is now early morning. We went through at dusk-ish or
Probably
dawn,
at like the crack of dawn.
Yeah, and now it is early morning, and I have covered the crap out of my van in leaves and branches, and we've taken our various.
Yeah, like a stealth or disguise, I guess you could give me.
I will need those help.
Someone might also need to do like a survival. Like I might need like a triple combo here for covering the van.
I have skills in tracking.
I do have
Can I
survival.
muss
Did you
up
want
our,
my help?
Yes.
tire tracks?
Yeah.
I would like to be helpful in some small degree. Wow! I was helpful in some small degree. Sorry, just one minute.
Yeah, probably maybe artisan. I don't know, some sort of skill in
What is that default?
artisan logic.
Logic.
No,
Great.
intuition. Sorry,
Great.
artisan and
I will
disguise
do
are
that.
good.
I will do artisan and default on that.
I'll do survival, sure, and I get 3 hits.
Okay, so who wants to be the main decorator of the van? Oh, nope.
Will you disguise?
I do people. I'm bad with leaves.
Fine. I will be the main
Yeah, I was
decorator
probably-
of the van.
Should have given you a penalty too for using disguise on a van.
I could cover it with an illusion,
Just
but
like
then
looking
that
at my
would,
clothing bag.
I'd have
No.
to focus on
We
that.
need you to
for-
do other things. So, did I get any other assist dice I should roll?
roll
She
3
got. We'll give you one from that. 'Cause
My
it's
tracking
normally
skill.
for people.
How many did you get?
4 on my tracking skill
Wow.
to hide our tracks.
And did
So
you
you
get any?
probably
3.
started getting makeup out and then realizing that like wigs are not gonna work on.
Oh my god. I'm like, what's a tree look like?
You like have to like look at the white tree. You're like remembering what the white tree tattoo looks like.
Wait,
I
you
do
have the
not.
tattoo
No, I
now.
do not have a
Oh.
white tree. I left before I was initiated or forced to initiate. So.
And I will use my 2 remaining thumper dice to help with the magical. It's non-magical, but the stellar illusion. Great. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
Whoever did the survival check, my survival assistance is 2 hits.
Oh, there's more dice.
Okay.
More dice.
Is that 2 for me doing
That does
some-
not help, but I appreciate the sentiment.
So 5. Great. So that'll be threshold for finding Van.
Hopefully
Cromwell
no-
just, he can't see it, so he's just loudly like,
Put that over there.
some ferns, if there are any of those.
What's a fern? Excellent. So the van's fairly well hidden. You feel pretty confident. Miss J doesn't like she sends you some images of like camouflage. She's like, I don't have a lot of skills in this area, but I can look up how to
Oh,
camouflage.
did I
a
get
van."
dice from her?
Probably not.
Oh.
Like, this is not my skill area. But she'll offer some help in and she's like, you know, she's changed out of her office gear and she has like combat like hiking boots on and it's still a really professional looking blazer, but it's like a rain blazer. It's like
rain blazer.
professional mountain gear. It's
I
like-
came from Rainraku Equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's their executive line.
Cromwell's wearing a tweed suit.
But I assume their tweed is mismatched. Like you accidentally mixed up your tweed patterns.
What?
No one tell him.
Not that he knows of. He would never wear anything he knew was
I
mismatched.
don't know if Elsie would let that happen.
That's nice.
It's very high etiquette.
She knows he'd be very upset if that happened.
Great. So, I assume you guys set off with gear in tow, hiking into the woods. As you do so, everyone give me a quick surprise test.
I know that. Dun.
Is it visual or audio? I have to now ask.
You can even be astral. Yeah, so you can do a normal surprise test.
Oh no! Oh, this is not a good day.
No.
It is not a good day to be a Fang.
3, 2, 3. So Elsie and Mainframe are going to be pretty surprised by this, probably because they've never spent significant amount of time in the wild. But you hear the other 3 of you hear the sound crashing through the underbrush of a large animal, and like in front of you, just passing in front of you in the clearing is a very large moose, just like barreling through, and then you hear immediately behind it howls, growing louder. Louder, and the moose seems to slow and to stop in its tracks and freezes in the clearing, perhaps not by its own volition.
Oh, the majestic moose.
And that is where we shall leave you.
Wait, I'm very confused.
I think the wolves are magic and made the moose stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this maybe time for Wolfblade?
It might be.
I hope the next one starts with out of the woods come 100 flying katanas all making howling noise.
So I'm just writing down who's surprised for next week.
Great.
Great.
Wait, what about Miss J?
I will tell you guys whether or not she was surprised. But that leaves us for this session with a moose charging into a clearing. I want to point out, if you had insisted on driving the van into the woods, the moose would have crashed into the van and forced it to stop.
There you go.
Because that happens in Alaska all the time. They are terrifying. Do not drive at night. Quickly, or you will have a moose. And like, someone showed me a picture, and it hits the front and then flips over and like crashes through the roof of the van.
No!
They are huge.
Almost as much damage as MFEC does on a typical run.
Most.
Similar to moose, if you get a tree between you and infect, you're safe.
So, thank you so much, Thumpers, for all of your donations, for being here, for watching, for enduring the emotional denouement and release. But don't go anywhere, because this guy's here. Right, guy. He's gonna be doing metagame stuff, which is where the corporations mess with us and decide things on our behalf.
That's
It's
right.
fine. It's fine.
He's here. He's here.
Rye, the information
where
guy?
the corporate shit hits the
Oh, yeah.
approved corporate fan. I don't know. I'm working on that metaphor.
Oh, wow.
I lost the dad.
What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing?
Great!
Good.
Nice job tonight, guys. We hit our big 17
Nice!
subscriber goal tonight. Thanks to you guys. So I think we need to do a little dance to the subscriber song,
Wait,
which I know.
what is
What?
the
Yes, we
giveaway?
dance sitting.
Do we dance? No, we can dance crouched.
You can crouch. You can stand. I'm gonna stand because I got space.
Wait, I'm really, like...
Thank you guys for everyone who subbed. And if you didn't know, oh, there it is. Never mind.
Subscriber.
I love the silence.
We're very determined.
Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much. That's amazing. We are going to do a big old giveaway. And thank you for the follows. Yes, all the subscriptions, follows, and tips are the reason we're here. That's literally how we run our business. It's only because of you guys. So it makes a huge difference so we can keep these doors open and do awesome shows like Shadowrun. Whew. All right, let's see who's going to be our big winner.
Winner, big winner, big winner!
What are they gonna win? I don't even know. I don't want to answer my question.
All right, our winner for the big giveaway, getting games, comic books, miniatures, anywhere in the world, is going to be WT Chance.
Champs!
Woohoo!
Claudia, can you
chat.
make the chat appear? Oh.
Yes, I can.
Oh, no.
Oh, do you want to hack?
Oh.
Somebody's going
too late.
somewhere.
So that means I'm going to send you a quick message, and then you will let us know your address, and then we'll send awesome stuff to you. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I can't believe how much more this community keeps growing and doesn't stop. Thumper Pride!
Yay! Pride.
Join the Discord. It's really cool.
That's true. Join the Discord, guys. Someone pointed out the other day, and I never thought about this. They're like, what if people don't know what Discord is? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm living in a tech bubble on the West Coast here, guys. If you don't know what Discord
Chat room.
is a great way to talk and chat and communicate, not just by voice. It's not just like TeamSpeak, not just like Skype, but through text as well. And you can do it in various different rooms with different focuses, whether it's about live discussion, just general anything discussion, or about your corp. You can do stuff like that. And so if you haven't checked out our Discord, you should, because it's a great way to get more involved and have fun with our awesome community of thumpers. Now guys, we are going to be doing a couple things tonight. So we are, of course, going to do all the rolling for tonight, and then I'm going to read the donations, and then coming up at 10 p.m. it's gonna be Honesty Hour. So it will be Jessica Marizan and Zach talking tonight in honor of her 30th birthday.
Wait,
Most
this
honest.
This is how she wanted to.
Yeah, she wants to do it by getting real.
Okay, I mean, like, that's great. It's great. It is scary. I would not want to get real on my birthday.
What are you
going
going to do when you turn 30 15 years from now?
Way to underestimate how much longer it is.
I like. Well, I'm like. Let's make it not. Like, can I be 16 at least?
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay. Alright guys, so first and foremost, of course, there's a bunch of secret stuff, as always, that I'm not going to publicly talk about. You know who you are and what you're doing and who you're backstabbing. But this is the public research and other things that I will be announcing for the week. And let's start off with As Technology. You got a huge breakthrough, actually. They have a gigantic magical goods corporation. You may be familiar with one of their subsidiaries.
I don't know.
MageWorks?
MageWorks? A division of As Technology? Oh.
Well, they're only getting bigger because they just got a 7%
that made
increase to their giant subsidiary, which is well into level 10 range, which means it's way above 60 billion by now. Congratulations, As Technology. And for Ares, their law enforcement as well is going to be increasing by 4% and 2% on both their successful researches. I don't think anyone failed the research this week.
Good.
And Seder Krupp also had a big breakthrough for the robotics subsidiary, which is great because they've been bringing us all the Kegtrons and Mega Kegtrons that we have all adapted to being and walking around our workplace environments. Of course.
Six ass.
Thank you. They had a 9% increase though on that as well, and that's for a level 7 corporation, so they're going to be climbing on up to level 8 soon for that.
What? I'm adding some hype to what you said.
And then for Shiawatt's, they did a 5% increase in their medicine research and 4% increase in their biotech. So everything's coming on up. And then Renraku had a 5% gain as well in their law enforcement, a 7% increase in one of our favorite subsidiaries, shipping, and then in the Matrix services, they had a 5% increase as well. Now, that's all awesome, but we need to see some rolls from our one and only Elsie.
I'm bringing my own dice.
Nice.
You are going to be rolling 2d6s while I go get the rest of the dice that I need. This is going to be for Neonet, by the way.
Oh.
And it is
Dying themselves off the
first
shit
up
list
for the
one
Matrix
roll at a
services.
time.
I don't know if this gets them off the shit list.
No, they're still on it.
All right, so yeah, you can choose.
You are
whatever
out of camera.
D6s you want.
Elsie.
She's just letting him in.
Oh yeah.
Freaking very off.
I know you're.
You might want to bump the stool up a little bit, although Elsie is pretty short compared to.
She's a child, guys. She's actually a child.
All right. I choose my weapons.
All right.
2.
Ooh, that's a really cool. Wow, it's like, what is
It's
this made of?
actually ceramic die from Croatia.
Show the camera. Show the camera.
There, you guys cannot tell how awesome this is, but I really like this. All right.
Perfectly weighted,
my-
nothing sketchy about it.
Yeah, totally legit. All right, that is good news because you're gonna have a success.
That's
there.
not
No, that's
working
not
at all.
Nope.
You need to pull back some.
Put it back.
And then hand
It's
up.
not really focused on what's directly in front of it, so.
Yeah, sort of.
But I appreciate the effort. Now I'm gonna need you to roll
Good job,
1d4 to see how much they gain, and you can use a d4 of your choice.
It's really hard to do that, guys.
Hey, and good thing you did because they just got a 4% increase, which is the max they could get.
Hey.
What?
It's success.
Oh.
Neonet
It's good. It's good
leading
clap.
the way
It's good
there.
clap.
The Matrix Services. Now, as well, we are going to do a roll 2d6 again for their media.
Ooh.
Wow, another great roll. Okay, so she rolled a 9. They're going to get some solid bonuses. They're going to get 2 because they boosted it, and 1 more because they got the RP bonus this week from chat.
Oh, I like that.
That's
They got it from me. Never mind. They got it from me because I forgot to read their PR on air.
Oh.
And I felt like a scumbag, so I was like, "You guys."
It's a
get
scumbag bonus.
This is a scumbag bonus, and that reminds me that I still want to actually read it. But before we do that, this will actually be nice because we're going to see them succeed in getting some big stuff here. 3d6 to see how much they gain.
And pulling out the special D6s I got at a wedding.
Whoa.
Hey,
Tiny dice.
D6s, that's cool.
I have all.
Excellent. So 7 and 11. 11% increase in the media for
bad.
you guys.
Not bad.
Congratulations. Pretty good, for a level 4. They're just on their way, moving on up.
Special
Well, thank you. That takes care of the
special
rolls.
Thank you.
World.
So, you guys never get to really be part of this, but now you get to hear a little PR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually we're sitting and trying camera.
Happy little accidents today. All right, so Neonet's PR statement. Although rumors have been flying for weeks until now, nothing official from Neonet has come out about their personal streaming Trideo services known as Kappa. But now they're making a formal announcement about the upcoming launch of their new Kappa Trideo live streaming service, which will allow immersive interaction between celebrity talent and the audience. Imagine that. Put yourself literally into the scene. Many new and exciting shows allow for types of contact and experiences never before seen. Become part of the action. Plus, push the envelope and immerse yourself and join your fellow fans in this VR fan-ertainment. Share your love of your favorite programs and players. Engage in co-opetitions with your fellow viewers. Stay tuned for more info coming soon. All right, from Neonet, Kappa is confirmed.
Oh, well, like this is exciting.
Wow.
These are changes.
Kappa
How do
Prime.
you confirm a kappa?
Now, also we had some other interesting news that I forgot to mention concerning a Horizon executive. So I'm gonna read this press statement on the 12th of October 2078. Is that the right year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Excellent. I don't know why I asked that as a question. At 1610. In Atlanta Fredrickson, Chief Financial Officer and spokesperson for Chief Executive Officer Gary Klein was seen exiting. Oh, thank you so much for that follow.
The follower.
The Chief Executive Officer Gary Klein was seen exiting the headquarters building for the Horizon Group and departing the parking garage in her personal vehicle, a navy blue 2076 Dodge Devil Jack. License plate identification Zen_1. She was leaving to deliver a weekly bank deposit to the corporation's business account holdings and attend an off-site security briefing scheduled for 1700 hours on a confidential matter in the early evening. Security feeds at the financial institution show her arrival for the weekly deposit at 1600 hours and 22 minutes and departure at 1625. Thank you for that follow. She did not arrive at her scheduled meeting at 1700 hours for a briefing in Los Angeles later that day, and she has not reported into her corporation since the departure. A vehicle matching the description of her personal vehicle was found vandalized and its contents in disarray outside of the Las Vegas city limits on Saturday, October 15th. Though no identifying information that could link the discovered vehicle to Mrs. Fredrickson was found at the scene, her friends, family, and members of the Horizon team are deeply concerned about her disappearance and current whereabouts. If you have any information on the recent disappearances of Miss Fredrickson, please contact the Horizon Group at... There's an actual number here. I'm kind of curious where this goes. But you gave me this number, so obviously it must not be your phone number. At 7919-2926-420, extension 1915. I'm really curious where that goes. I was like, wow.
Say it again.
There's so much detail here. It says, so the initial code is 7, then 919-2926-420. Wow, this is awesome. We're like live on air gonna make this phone call.
+7, so it might be international. +7.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't know if you want to make an international phone call. Yeah.
919 is a North Carolina area code.
Interesting. But it's an international.
+7 is a.
It's international, then I don't.
Yeah, all bets are off. Anyways, if anyone wrote down the number, you can investigate as well. I have no idea. This is great. First of all, this is a very detailed report.
Huh? Is this an ARG?
I don't know. Is this an ARG? Hey, I guess it.
I've
it's
been burned by
one.
Sombra way too long for me to do another ARG right now.
So I just want to say, in case anyone doesn't know how the corporate war works, this stuff is all generated by you guys who are community members. You guys help create all the drama and mystery that's going on. So thank you. Thank you so much. Now, moving on to the normal scheduled section here. We will be talking about and thanking everyone for their donations tonight. So
7 is Russia. We finally have evidence that Putin himself is influencing the corporate metagame.
Knew it.
Putin is like in his little private plane being like,
Yeah, like shirtless going,
I love him, Feck. And you should too. Go buy a shirt at Amazon. We have shirts now. Hashtag buy
Needs a
shirts.
shirt.
All right, so starting it off today with a limerick.
Okay.
Technically, this is already read though, so I'm gonna read it again because I like it.
Yeah.
All right, limerick for Rai Rai, die for Lauren. A dashing fellow in a suit and tie, whose hype and spirit really fly. What happened to the jorts? I'm out of sorts. Anyway, keep up the great work, you awesome guy. Thumper Pride.
Yeah.
I think I basically just wanted to hear that again. And from William TW, here are 6 dice from Neonet to help you all, especially Cromwell.
Wow, Neonet.
Overcome his infirmity. Yeah, Neonet, way to go.
Really turning over
Yeah.
a new leaf
Thanks,
there.
William TW.
Unit.
And from Paladin Hulk, $10. Thank you. Now, I know that donating dice to Lauren protects innocent bystanders. Live NPCs live. Thank you, Paladin Hulk.
I'm in charge of all the NPCs, both the good and bad.
Miss J.
We'll
can
see
use
how that
dice.
moose does next week.
Guys, Miss J is on the line right now.
And BP Phantom, $50. What What is this when the marvelous murder pixie has only 3 dice, 5 dice for the sublime sister of slaughter? Hey, Lauren, wow.
That's a new one. Oh boy.
That's pretty scary. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Phantom. And a limerick for Cromwell. The bear god stands with this one. His battles are always good fun. Putting enemies in their place with a fist to the face. Keep calm, fight on, and get it done. Thumper Pride.
Nice. Thank you.
These are great.
They are really good.
Yeah, I think we need to start.
Snap with the sand.
Prosperous Guard, thank you so much for your $10. And, oh, another limerick from Prosperous Guard. Hopefully, adequate limerick for Fang. There's one orc who refuses to quit. She's this team's heart and spirit. Never go astray. And just want to say, Fang is great and above adequate. Right.
Adequate rhyme.
I feel like we should have like a poetry slam now. Like, haiku it
I
up.
want some beat poetry about Elsie's performance at the toll game.
But it's all limericks, though. Is the
Drum.
All limericks.
But wait, there's another limerick, guys.
Oh!
Tammy.
This limerick's for Thumpers. And 1750 subs, yeah! 1 die for Lauren. So many subs, we're truly blessed. All of you had a hand in this quest. This is so great, and I just want to state, well done, Thumpers! You're the best. Thanks, Prosperous Guard. Thank you for the $10, on top of just awesome limericks. And 42 cookies sent $10 to Elsie.
Oh.
Just said, shopping. And for the Maven of Misery and Fortune, 5 dice to Lauren from BP Phantom. Thank you. Whew. You're getting a lot of titles.
I know, they're all really mean.
And Paladin Hulk, thanks Cromwell, because you're really digging into some feelings, morals, and motivations.
Thank you.
Yes. And then KB Tibbs, $70, 2 dice to Cromwell to help him sort tea, 1 die to Fang because she's a good person, 1 die to Mordecai for his charity, 3 dice. Oh, and then 3 dice, his charity, and 3 dice to Lauren as a bribe. Oh, to make Mordecai a little brother.
What?
Wait.
Make him
your
little brother. What's that?
Brother.
You can't volunteer for that program and not end up working with a child.
Okay, no, but I thought that would mean that
No.
Mordecai was the little brother, is what it sounded like.
Sorry, to
I
make
think
Mordecai get a little
Get
Yeah,
a
that's
little
a very
brother.
important connected
Okay.
word
I
there.
may have
Important.
jumped over that.
Boy, it got.
Well,
went down a
we'll
different path.
see how that plays out.
Although the clerical error where he gets like a big brother who's like 10 years younger than him would also be very good, so I would like both of those things.
Yeah, there's really no losing situation.
So Mordecai just ends up being the middle brother
Yes.
situation.
My
Yes.
favorite show, Mordecai in the Middle.
Yeah.
You're not the boss.
Maybe Horizon.
2.5 brothers?
Yeah.
Krillin, $30. Thank
Many
you so
lives
much. We here in the PCC like round numbers, so we're giving support to Fang and Mordecai since we got some left over, and Elsie can have it. Perhaps we can get her history caught up to present day soon.
Thank you.
Probably only got about 3 or 4 years left to go through backlog.
Sure, yeah.
Schooling, I mean.
And another dice for Elsie, or whatever name you go by these days. Only 4 dice, let me toss one onto your pile. Thanks, Danger Guy.
Oh,
Hey.
thank you.
And Savage Punch, 7, 12, 16, 21, 33, 45. I don't have rhymes, so you get lucky numbers, mainframe.
Thank you. I will note those numbers. 7 is lucky.
And that is our donations for the night. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Your support is amazing every single day. And thanks, guys. We broke 1750. This is amazing. What? And we're gonna have Honesty Hour tonight with Zach and Jessica Marizan and talk about life at 30, I guess, and other stuff. I don't know. I can only imagine.
So you were about 15 years as well? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Me and Rai Rai are very similar in personality and age.
I say, ahoy to you, all you great chummers. Thanks for helping us play drummers. Your donations were nice, so I'll say it twice. You all are a bunch of great thumpers.
Oh!
Bit of a
Except for as technology and Red Rock, who are on the top of the shit list.
Terrible.
If you're new to the show, don't forget to check out our Wikia. If any of these characters confused you in any way, or if you're worried about
beyond the normal way,
there's a lot of material out there on the internet. corpsins.wikia.com, or check out Twitter and hashtag corpsins. We have our characters have Twitter accounts, so you can tweet back and forth with any one of our characters. Even Miss J has one. So check them out. There's all kinds of ways you can engage with the corporate sins world.
It's true. I've even seen their characters drop into Discord to leave messages to corporations as well. So many ways to get involved. Seriously, and that Wikia is like super, super detailed. Like amazing how much content you guys are covering.
And
there.
thank you for all of the members who have been helping with it.
Thank you guys so
Serious
much.
Numbers are great.
Yes.
Yes, stick around.
All right, guys. So that is it for now. We will be down for a hot 30-40 minutes, and then we'll be right back with Honesty Hour.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.